everyone, it's Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of June 1st, 2025. I cannot believe it, but we are nearing the month of June. Crazy. I would like to begin this reading by apologizing for my absence. I've had a lot going on here at the house, as most of you know. I've had some issues here on the home front, but I'm pleased to report I now have a brand new, beautiful, spanking roof, thanks to DeVito Roofing. So if you're watching, Scott, thank you, thank you very much for helping me out with that. And then I have other rooms in the home now that are being demolished and demoed and redone and reconfigured. And speaking of reconfigured, for those of you who have been to the channel before and have seen my readings, you're probably noticing I have reconfigured my workspace here as well. So yeah, a lot has been going on here at my home, but everything seems to have like mellowed and calmed down, at least for now. So let's start your reading. This is the tarot card of the week. For those of you who've been here before, you know that this reading is more about you. These are messages from Spirit. The Spirit wants you to think about or look into or maybe even question. I will begin with Aries, work my way around the zodiac wheel here, ending at Pisces. Timestamps, as always, will be in the description box. I've set the intention of this reading to be for your sun, moon, as well as your rising placements. Rising is the same as ascendant, by the way. Someone asked me that question, so I thought I would clear that up for you. If you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. You just take a look at that site, and then you can come back here and click on the timestamp for the respective placement or placements that you wish to view. Keep in mind, my friends, this is a collective general reading. It is not individualized nor personalized to you, and therefore messages may come through today that do not fully resonate. And if that happens, that's okay. Don't get upset. It just means that one message is intended for someone else of your sign or your sign's placement. So just take what fits, how it fits, and leave what doesn't. And of course, if you would like a one-on-one live Zoom tarot reading with yours truly, please visit my website, thetimelinetaro.com, for more information. I now offer weekly Zoom readings on Fridays and Saturdays. So hopefully those days and times work out a little bit better for some of you. With all of that said, let's begin. Hello, Aries. Let's see what your tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. We have the Five of Pentacles. What situation in your life no longer holds value? Interesting. I did a reading earlier today for a gentleman from North Carolina, and the Five of Pentacles came up in his reading as well. I think this is applying for a lot of Aries. This is a reoccurrent theme for the Aries collective for quite some time. There's a monumental shift happening for you. Some of you have been reluctant to take that. Five of Pentacles sometimes could mean you're in a lack mindset. You think you're not good enough. For others of you, very well could be that you just don't have the financial resources at this time to fully move forward with this vision or dream or plan or goal. But the Five of Pentacles is also a reminder from Spirit that, okay, maybe you don't have everything you need to launch this tomorrow, but you can begin to inquire how you can launch it when you do have the resources. So let's get a little bit more into your reading now. Tell me why the Five of Pentacles is the card of the week here for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising placements. What situation in your life no longer holds value? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. All right, Aries, what do we have here? Ace of Cups, new beginning. Knight of Pentacles. Might take you quite some time to reach that new beginning. Five of Cups, you may feel like you're not good enough for this. So this could be a self-esteem issue for some of you. For others of you, the Five of Cups simply could mean that in order for you to walk towards the Two Cups, the new opportunity, whether that's in your professional, personal, or romantic life, it would require you to spill over those three cups. So it's almost like there's a certain situation, environment, or connection in your life that one time you celebrated, Three of Cups, but leaving those behind and walking towards the new Two of Cups means you kind of have to abandon the three. So take that message how it resonates for you. Some of you could just feel not good enough for this new opportunity, even though you really want it. Maybe you've wanted it for like the last year or up to the last year, Knight of Pentacles. So you could be feeling like, but maybe I'm not good enough for this. For others of you, moving towards the new requires you to leave something that's existing in your life. Again, whatever person, place, or thing that is. And then you have the King of Swords. So I do think that you will be gaining some clarity, wisdom. The King of Swords is someone who can look at a situation and see the pros and cons of it in a very intellectual way as opposed to an emotional way. So some of you, if you are feeling like I'm not good enough, I'm in lack type of feeling, right? Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, I think you're going to cut through that pretty soon, probably this week, because for me, swords are weeks and the king is holding one sword. So this seems to be your message this week, Aries. Some of you are going to cut through that, I want to call it emotional garbage, that I'm not good enough, or maybe, all those doubts and fears that come with trying something new or moving in a new direction. So I do think that you'll be seeing things clearly. The King of Swords also takes very decisive action. So once this particular king knows the truth, they're just looking at the black and white, no grays, no emotions, no how I feel about it. It's like, what I know. Oh, okay, I'm looking at the facts. This is the path that I want to take. That king then becomes very studious in a way, right? Because that's the king of the sword suit. So you almost become like Papa, Page of Swords. So I think the overall feeling here is once you can clear up this doubt, fear, maybe insecurity that you have about moving towards the new, you'll then create a decisive plan or strategy so you can move towards that. Six of Swords, speaking of moving towards that, right? This is the card of movement here in Tarot. So the Six of Swords, moving on. Four of Cups, I think whoever you're moving on from may not feel as happy for your new beginning as you are, because although you're nervous, you're also excited, right? Who wouldn't be excited for the Ace of Cups, whether that's professional, personal, or romantic? It's an offering from the hand of God. It's an opportunity to change the trajectory of your life. You don't have to take this opportunity. You don't even have to inquire about it. But for those of you who do choose to move in that direction, the Four of Cups is simply saying, not everyone, when you notify them, remember those 3 cups that are spilled over? Yeah, not everyone who receives the news about your one Ace of Cups, your new opportunity, will be happy. They'll kind of be in that 3 of Cups, the 3 cups that you spilled over there, and the 5 of Cups. So not everyone will be happy. For others of you, you could be feeling this week as you're gaining more mental clarity regarding this particular decision in your life, you could be feeling like, if I don't do it now, because Six of Swords, it's, you know, it's an air card, right? It's part of the air suits. And so it's like, if I don't do it now, because air is fast, right? So if I don't do it now, I don't want it to be a missed opportunity. So take it how it resonates to you. And you're not, maybe you won't know right now at the time of viewing this reading, but I think by the end of the week, because again, swords being weeks, I think you're going to look at it. And again, you have the divine gift of free will, but the overall feeling here is for the collective. See, 10 of Pentacles is here. After doing this soul searching, I love this, weighing your pros and cons, 7 of Cups, 7 of Wands, I think you are cautiously moving towards the new. I think that's the overall sense here. Look, we have 2 of Cups. So yeah, and the Ace of Wands, there's your new beginning. So I think your overall feeling is, I at least have to get information on how I can start to new, because I don't want this to be a missed opportunity. Because you're viewing this Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands here, whatever this is for you, you're seeing it as the ultimate source of either financial gain. This could be long-term commitment for some of you. If you're moving towards a love partner, or you're currently in a relationship and you're thinking of what are the long-term prospects of this relationship. Some of you might come to the conclusion, whether this is professional, personal, or romantic, this is too good of an offer for me to 4 of Cups. This is too good of an opportunity for me to not take a chance on it, because I don't want to, and I hate to say this about the Hermit, because I love the Hermit card, but I don't want to become this old curmudgeon one day and realize I missed out on the opportunity of a lifetime. So better to have tried and failed than to never have tried at all. So with that, I think your divine masculine and divine feminine, your masculine of the sword, your feminine energy here of these emotions, I kind of think they all become balanced. 2 of Cups very well could mean you're doing this with a partner, or this is a love relationship reading for you, but I'm getting more of the sense of you balancing out the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within you to move forward towards this new beginning. Just keep in mind, 5 of, see, I'm so glad I looked. 5 of Wands to Queen of Pentacles. This King, Queen of Pentacles keeps coming up in your readings. I don't know who that is. The love partner, the boss, the business partner, the colleague, the coworker, the neighbor. You know, there's someone here that when you, and this is future projected out, okay? So this is not immediate. I don't want you to think that this is all happening this week. This week, you seem to be contemplating the pros and cons, the black and white, the good and the bad, so to speak, of this particular decision about moving towards this. I do think most of you decide to move towards it because, again, rather to have tried and failed than to never have tried at all seems to be the overall feeling here. In the future, which could be for some of you the 7th month of the year, because I have the 7 of Cups card is really staring at me there. So that would be July. So maybe for some of you, you're going through this whole internal process over the next 30 days, or you're figuring out how to move towards this Ace of Cups, whatever that is for you. So it's possible that by the time you get to July, you need to notify whoever this individual is. That seems to be the, I think that's your 5 of Cups. I think that's your 4 of Cups in some respect. There's someone here that you may have a disagreement with Five of Wands, or they're just disagreeing with you because they're not agreeing with the new path or the new decision, or maybe even the new love partner that you're dating or you're moving towards or forward with. But there's a little bit of a curmudgeon of a feeling here of this person may not like it because your departure or this new path you're taking is 10 of Wands burdensome for them. Not for you, for them. For you, it's an Ace of Wands. For them, it's the 10 of Wands. And there we have the Hierophant. So yeah, whoever this Hierophant is could be a spouse for some of you, could be your boss, your business partner. Again, for all I know, I'm speaking to so many of you. Maybe you volunteer in a community group and you're going to spend this week assessing, do I really want to keep putting my energy and effort into it? Because I have this opportunity to maybe join another community group or lend my efforts elsewhere. It could be a new project or something like that. And so, yeah, you might mull it over for a bit, but then when you finally tell the existing group, I can't volunteer here anymore, or I'm going to redirect my funds maybe, or my time elsewhere. Yeah, whoever this Hierophant is, they won't be too happy with your decision, but you will be, because you are projecting the 10 of Pentacles here. And this is not a fly-by-night decision that you're making. You've been sitting on this for at least 12 months for most of you, So again, I don't feel like you're waking up on a Monday and you're asking for a divorce, or you're waking up on a Monday and you're quitting the job without notice. This seems to be a long process. For some of you, this started 6 months ago, because I remember when I started reading for the collective on YouTube back in April of 2025, right around June, we started seeing a lot of you making the big shifts. And some of you have taken a little bit longer with this, and some of you have had other life circumstances come up, which happens. But it's like this is now decision time is the feeling that I'm getting. So I do think for most of you, by July, by Cancerian season, you're going to move forward with this whole new plan and probably notify whoever this individual is or individuals of that idea that you're moving forward. But until you get there, you need to focus on your homework this week. And your homework assignment this week from the divine is, what situation in your life no longer holds value? Identifying that where you're currently at or who you're currently with is not where it's at. You have a new opportunity here. It's yours to take. And even if you feel in lack emotionally or financially, you could feel like I just don't have the resources to do it today. That's okay. The Five of Pentacles reminder from Spirit is just start today to King of Sword it. Begin to acquire the information you need so you can move towards this opportunity. So that's what I have for you, Aries, for the week of June 1st. I almost said July 1st. I'm telling you, by July, some of you are going to move forward with this. But anyway, that is your tarot card for the week of June 1st, 2025. If you like this message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, Aries, I'm wishing you a lot of luck with that decision. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace. Hello, Taurus, my bull gang. Let's see what your tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. You have the High Priestess. What is your intuition trying to tell you? So, Taurus, there's something here regarding your professional, personal, or romantic life that you don't want to see. I'm feeling like Two of Swords, blindfold, Eight of Swords, right? Technically, we usually see that person with a blindfold on. There's something here you don't want to see. Your intuition is screaming at you that it's occurring, whatever this is for you. But because you either can't see it or you don't want to see it, you're kind of ignoring your intuition. So your quote-unquote homework assignment this week, my love, is for you to tune out the emotions and tune out the mental thoughts and really focus in on your gut instincts here. I think they will prove to be invaluable to you this week. Okay, let's see what this is all about for Taurus. Why is the High Priestess their tarot card for the week? What is your intuition trying to tell you? Bottom of the deck, my darling, Page of Wands. There's something here, excuse me. It's almost like I've been waiting, right? The Page of Wands is the minor arcana card to the Fool card. So before, and look, we have another page here. So before I move forward in this new path or make this new decision, I want to see. I want to discover, I want to see, I want to obtain the information. It's almost like the proof is in the pudding. And I love Taurus for this. My best friend is a Taurus. Hi, Kyle, if you're watching. So there's a feeling here within the Taurian collective. I don't want to definitively do blank, whatever blank is, unique and different for all of you, until I have concrete proof. But your homework assignment from Spirit this week is like, you don't need concrete proof, because if you listen to your intuition, that's all the proof you need. So somewhere along the line, maybe the Taurian collective was told to not trust their intuition or not trust their gut, something like that. And this is a reminder from Spirit, like, no, at the end of the day, all you really can trust are your instincts, your gut instincts, because that is your direct connection to source. because anyone can make you see what they want you to see, and anyone can make you hear what they want to say to you, right? Whoever's, you know, talking to you, let's say this conversation, people know how to craft words, right, in order to get you to hear what you want to hear, type of thing. So there's something about this week, Taurus, where it's like, don't believe what you're seeing, don't even believe what you're hearing. Believe what you're feeling in your gut. Tell me more about this here for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Why is the High Priestess their tarot card for the week of June 1st, 2025? One more shuffle, please, and thank you. Your first card out, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiterian energy. And Sagittarius is all about looking outside of the box. And again, there's this overall feeling, if you are a Taurian, and again, it's not going to resonate for all of you, so check another placement. But if you're another Taurian where your vision is always like tunnel vision, like I got to see it in front of me, this would be telling you to expand, right? Because Jupiter energy expands. This is telling you, like, expand out. Don't just focus on what you're seeing and what you're hearing. Instead, expand out. What are you feeling? What is the situation, environment, or connection trying to tell you? Wheel of Fortune, the Star. So there's something here about the Taurian collective healing their connection to their intuition. Two of Cups, regarding partnerships, whether they're professional, personal, or romantic. And then you have the King of Cups. So for some of you, let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. But the feeling that I'm getting here, Taurus, is for some of you, I don't know what it is that you love here. Because that King of Cups could be the job, could be the boss, could be the project, could be the family member, the friend, the lover, the neighbor, the community group, right? Different for all of you. But for some of you, you are allowing your love for this person, place, or thing, whatever. And for most of you, it's a person, right? Because this is partnership energy here in the Two of Cups. You are allowing it to blind your intuition. Your intuition is telling you something about this individual, but your love for them is not allowing you to believe your intuition. Bottom of the deck, Three of Cups, Page of Wands, and the Emperor. Taurus, I kind of get this feeling here. I'm going to clarify some of these cards for you. I feel like whoever this individual is that you hold great love for, and again, I don't know if they're a friend, family member, or lover, but see how the Page of Wands in this deck is looking up. I feel like you have this person on a pedestal. I feel like for this one connection, you're the page and you look up to this person. And it's almost like you have put this person on a pedestal for however long you've known them, that it's almost like you believe anything they do or say. You don't want to look any deeper. You have a lot of love for this person. You admire them, right? You're looking up, you admire them. So it's almost like when we're a child and we have a parent tell us something, we're looking up to them. We're believing everything that the parent tells us. It's not until years later when some of us or most of us realize that wasn't entirely the truth, right? No, there is really such a thing as Santa Claus. No, there isn't. No, there really is such a thing as a tooth fairy. No, there isn't. And then other more traumatic things that actually become wounds for us, but that's a story for a different day. But the overall feeling here, Taurus, is that the only reason, this is going to be deep, the only reason why you feel celebratory with this person, Three of Cups, is because you look up to them. If you were to look at this Emperor, whoever they are, masculine or feminine, I think what you would realize is the Emperor actually has no clothes. The Emperor is not who you think they are or who you want to believe they are. Let's find out more about the Emperor. Who is this Emperor to Taurus? And again, could be a female. I don't read body parts. Typically, the Emperor is associated to Aries, so this could be an Aries you're dealing with or someone who has very high Aries placements or strong Aries placements, like in their Sun, Moon, or Rising. For others of you, that could be a spouse, that could be a parental figure, that could be anyone in your life, could even be a boss that you put on a pedestal when they really shouldn't be on there. Tell me more about this Emperor for Taurus. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Who is the Emperor for Taurus? Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords. See, the blindfold? I don't want to see it. And I called that in the beginning. 10 of Cups. I don't want to see it. Bottom of the deck, the Moon. So your intuition has been screaming at you that there's something not right with this connection. The communication from this person, it's like, I'm just going to believe what they say. I don't want to hear it. Because ironically, in the Eight of Swords card, and it's hard to see, but because of the way it's depicted in the shiny graphic here. But this is not only going over the person's eyes in the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, it's going over their ears. So it's almost like no matter what you hear about this person, nope, I'm not going to believe it. No matter what you see of this person, nope, got blinders on, I don't want to see it. Because at the end of the day, This person is my family, 10 of Cups. This is the friend I treat like family. This is someone I have a hell of a lot of love for. This is someone I have a future with, or this is someone I once upon a time thought I'd have a future with. It's your love for this individual that is literally blinding you from seeing them for who and what they are. And again, that Moon card, this individual is keeping secrets from you to some extent for a long time, 7 of Pentacles, that you just kind of don't want to see. So your homework assignment this week, my love, is what is your intuition trying to tell you about that person, that boss, that parent? It's almost like stop putting them up on a pedestal and start seeing them for who and what they are. So now I have an idea, and you have an idea of who this individual is, right? Because it's someone where it's like, la, 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 la. I don't want to hear anything bad about this person. I don't want to think anything bad about this person. But the reason why you feel stuck, you feel like all wound up, right? Like in the 8 of Swords, this person's all tied up because you don't know whether to keep this person in your life or let them go. That's your intuition. That's why you feel stuck, because your intuition is telling you, your heart and your mind. It's like the evaluation of this individual needs to be done intuition over head over heart. Because if you're allowing your head to get caught up in this, or your heart, you're not seeing this person then for who they truly are. Split the deck. Queen of Cups, 7 of Wands. So King of Cups, Queen of Cups. I mean, for some of you, this is a love partner. This could also be parents. For some of you, just not wanting to see your parents for who and what they truly are. Could be bosses, business partners. Again, take it how it resonates to you. So who is the Emperor really? Tell me, or at least tell me more about the Emperor. Yeah. What does Taurus need to know about the Emperor? Bottom of the deck, 8 of Cups. This individual has already emotionally withdrawn themselves from you. Even if you still share physical space with them, and even if energetically you still feel a pull towards them, this person has already emotionally checked out of this connection. This is the boss who smiles, but they don't care if you get fired tomorrow. There's no love or loyalty for you in the 8 of Cups. Because in the 8 of Cups, this is the boss who thinks, if I lose Taurus tomorrow, I'll find a better replacement. Because when we leave the 8 of Cups behind, we move towards the 9 of Cups, which would be something that's emotionally more fulfilling. So, I mean, if this is like a partner or a spouse, this person has already emotionally checked out. You might be clinging on to them for whatever reason, but they've already emotionally checked out. For others of you, you have already emotionally checked out from this individual. And even though you emotionally checked out, you're still physically present because so take it how it resonates. For some of you, this person has already emotionally checked out. And you don't want to see it. You don't want to, and for others of you, you have emotionally checked out, but you are not listening to your intuition to take a step forward to actually leave this person. There's some love or loyalty there to this individual. So it's almost like you're existing in the connection with this person without having a hell of a lot of love for them, even if at one time you did. Tell me more about the Emperor here for Taurus. And don't take offense, Taurus. If the message doesn't resonate, my love, just please check another placement. The tarot card of the week readings I do are just messages from Spirit, something we need to look at or work on to advance our path forward in our life so we can fulfill our mission here. Because at the end of the day, we're not what is that saying my friend always says to me? We're not a body with a soul. We're a soul that's just... we're just a soul within a body. So we have a soul's mission, not a physical mission here. So just take the messages how they resonate to you, but they are intended to help you move forward in your life's path. So tell me more about the Emperor here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Emperor, the Moon. I'm telling you, this person has emotionally checked out, or this person is holding secrets, fears, doubts, insecurities about their connection with you. Queen of Pentacles, there you are, whether you're masculine or feminine. And the Hierophant. For some of you, this could be a boss. For others of you, this could be a spouse. This could be an individual that feels that they no longer see eye to eye with you, Taurus. Or again, if you want to reverse this, you can. You can certainly reverse this. Maybe I'm speaking to a Taurus where you feel you no longer see eye to eye with this individual. There are too many fears, doubts, and insecurities. So, maybe for some of you, you have listened to your intuition, but there's still something holding you back from leaving that individual fully. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. And that's the truth. Whenever I say something and I see an ace, and there's only 4 in the deck. So yeah, when I see it, I feel like that's the truth. So you take these messages how they resonate to you. Taurus, this is a pretty heavy read, so I want to get some advice for you. 3 cards of advice. Can I have 3 cards of advice for Taurus, how they can navigate this week in regards to their intuition? One more shuffle here. Thank you. How can you navigate this? 6 of Cups. Some of you, again, this is a family member, someone you've known a long time. Maybe you grew up with them, or you just have nostalgic memories with this individual, regardless of the length of time they have been in your life. 6 of Cups, 2 of Swords. That's listening to your intuition, and I'll explain that in a moment. The Sun. See? Okay. So there's a need here for you, the Lovers, for you to make a choice. Look at that, to walk away. I know you don't want to hear it. But if you listen to the call within, the judgment card talks about listening to your intuition, listening to that inner calling. Your soul is screaming at you, right? To do what is best for you and to do what is best for all involved. So there's something here about you making the choice to listen to your inner calling, to walk away from this individual. Now, if this is a boss, Spirit's never going to tell you to quit your job tomorrow, but it will tell you to start finding another job. Because while you may have loyalty for this individual, they have none for you. That's a message for some of you. For others of you, you have relinquished your control to this person. You put them up on a pedestal and you sacrifice your own happiness to be with this person or to keep this person in your life. So 6 of Cups, 2 of Swords, and the Sun. I have a twofold message here for you. 6 of Cups, regardless of the nostalgic connection that you have with this individual or the length of time that they have been in your life, there needs to be an acknowledgement here from the Taurian collective, and for all of us, really, that soulmate, soul bond connections do not mean that that person is in your life for the rest of your life, regardless of who they are. And when you think about it, and you think back over the course of your life, you realize you've had many soulmate, soul bond connections. I mean, for me, I can go as far back as my kindergarten teacher, being that first one that I really recognized, excuse me, before I even knew how to define soulmate or soul bonds. I knew that that woman was placed in my life for a reason. For growth, for protection. I had a very close bond with Mrs. R. I love her to this day, even though she has since passed. But again, since she has since passed, because once I left that school in 6th grade, I never saw her again. Our paths separated. So there's something here about acknowledging that soulmate, soul bond connections come, most of them, 99% of them, come in your life for a season, not for the duration of your life. 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords is the moon in Libra. There's something here about justice and equality. Whatever this connection is, it is not fair to you. And if you listen to your intuition, because again, and I called this card in the beginning, I said this feels like 2 of Swords, 8 of Swords. We had the 8 of Swords, now we have the 2 of Swords. Again, this person is blindfolded. What I like about this card in terms of advice, the emotions are behind you. So again, this is not a decision that you need to be making with your emotions. Again, it's just advice. You take it, if you want. And it's not a decision that you can even make based on what you're seeing or hearing. The reason why this individual is holding these 2 swords is they're blocking out all the noise and they're blocking out all the feelings, because this is such an important decision for them to make that they can only make the best choice for themselves by going within and listening to their inner calling, listening to that judgment card, to the High Priestess. That's what opens up this pathway to true happiness for you, Taurus. I feel like you're actually blocking your happiness. The Sun card is literally the happiest card in the deck. It's 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. It's whatever you thought this was, it really isn't. And you're actually blocking your ability to have this in your life because you're holding on to that individual. Again, it's different for all of you, and if it's not your reading, I apologize. Just check another placement. But the homework assignment this week, definitely, this message here is very strong for the Taurian collective. There's a particular partnership in your life, whether it's professional, personal, or romantic. You're almost like refusing to see that person for who and what they truly are because of nostalgia, history, memories. Could be a little a fantasy there, right? That's Piscean energy. So there could be something there like, well, I hoped one day we would be 10 of Cups, right? That type of thing. But if you listen to your intuition, you'll realize you're not actually the page and they're the emperor. They're actually the page and you're the emperor. This is a connection you have outgrown. And it's something that some of you may not have wanted to see. But this week is a good time for you to actually focus on your intuition and pay attention to what that's trying to tell you. That's what I have for you, Taurus, for the week of June 1st, 2025. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Gemini Twin Gang. It's officially our season. If you're celebrating your birthday this week, I'd like to wish you a very happy birthday. Gemini, let's take a look at as most of you know, I'm a card-carrying Sun Gemini placement. Let's see what our tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. We have the Page of Wands. What signs are preparing you to move into a new direction? This has been coming up a lot in a lot of the private readings that I've done for Geminis, and even my own reading that I do daily for myself. I keep seeing Page of Wands and the Fool, but the Fool being in the reverse. And so for me, in some of the decks that I use, the Fool in the reverse, like not ready. So I almost feel like you have one more step. There's something here about you having to do one more thing before your new beginning can begin, right? Because that's a minor arcana card. So there's like one more thing you have to look at, or you have to do, or you need to discover. So let's delve into this. If you haven't been here before, the tarot card of the week is more or less our homework assignment from the divine, from spirit, the loudest message coming through from them for the collective of your sign placement as like a homework assignment for us for the week, something that we need to work on, look at, etc., etc. So tell me more about the Page of Wands here for Gemini. What signs are preparing you to move into a new direction? So you're holding the Ace of Wands, which is your new beginning, but you're not yet ready. Bottom of the deck, King of Cups. King of Cups, Six of Wands. Tell me more about this for Gemini. Why is the Page of Wands here as the tarot card of the week? One more shuffle. Thank you. What just came out? King of Pentacles, which did land upside down. I'm going to take it the way it came out. I do read reversals. I typically don't, but let's see where we go with this message. And if I need to adjust, then I'll read the message both ways, right side up and upside down. But let's see where we go with this. King of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Oh, I think this message is pretty on point. Yep, the Empress. Six of Cups. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords. There you are, whether you're masculine or feminine. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. You have a new beginning here after an ending. Ten of Swords. I just did a reading for someone today, and the Ten of Swords card kept popping up in her reading. She is a Gemini sun. And I kept saying, what is this Ten of Swords? Like, we couldn't figure it out. The love reading, the love portion of the reading. And then we did career and finance. And this darn card, which isn't a terrible, terrible card for Gemini, it is the sun placement in Gemini, which means things can't get better. This ending is a blessing in disguise, right? This individual in the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck is given the OK symbol. If you look closely at that card, they're on the ground, right? The swords are in their back. But that person's like, I'm going to be okay because the sun is rising in that photo. And there's very few cards in the original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck that actually show the sun. And one of them actually is the Ten of Swords. So there's something here, Gemini, that needs to come to an end, whether that's a mindset, that's a feeling of lack. King of Pentacles definitely could be a feeling of lack, especially when it comes to finances or long-term stability. For others of you, there's a situation, environment, or connection that needs to end. That's that one more thing you need to do before you can move towards the new. So you take it how it resonates to you, but there's something here that needs to come to an end. Mindset, pattern, situation, environment, or connection. And I think you've been blocked, or you've been blocking yourself from making this decision, right? I don't know what to do. Similar to Taurus, but not exact. But I don't know what to do. I can't see the path forward. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Now, the swords in this deck are pointed down. So I feel like you've been sitting on this for a long time, because the swords up are like, I'm close to making a decision. This is swords down. So whatever this has been in that pentacle energy there, I think you've been sitting on this for a while. Almost paralyzed. Like, I'm unable to move, or I'm unable to make this decision, or I don't want to. It could just be, I know I have to do it, but I don't want to do it. But there's something here about spiritual growth for the Gemini collective, if you could be bold and brave enough to do this. And that's not a test of any kind, right? I'm not trying to double dog dare you to do this, excuse me. But there is something about ascending to Empress or Emperor status. So I hate to say this, it's a lesson, because what signs are preparing you to move into a new direction? Your intuition. The Two of Swords is the Moon in Libra. You know, whatever situation, environment, or connection this is, it's not balanced, or it doesn't serve you, or no longer serves you. Right? Because the King of Pentacles in the reverse is, this is a situation, environment, or connection that is no longer stable. It's no longer grounded. It's no longer growing. Think about the King of Pentacles in the upright. That's someone who, and again, situation, environment, or connection, but it's solid and it's steady and you can count on it. That's the marrying king or the marrying queen, right? If we're talking about Queen of Pentacles. So, I mean, for some of you, this is a love partner where you kind of have already, this is not the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, whether you're currently married to them or not. I'm sorry, cross-watcher. The feeling here is I really don't want to be with this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or whatever sign they are. So for some of you, it's that. For others of you, this could be work-related. You could currently be in an industry or have a job where it's not steady and stable anymore. Maybe at one time it was, but right now it's not. And there could be some paralyzing fear here for the Gemini collective. I don't know how to move forward from that. It's all I've ever known. Even though right now it's not steady, it's not stable, I'm not making the money there that I want to make. I know that I need to move towards this new direction, whatever that Ace of Cups is for you. But there's a reluctancy here. And I'm going to throw this out there for some of you. This could be a pattern or a wound that goes back to childhood or someone that you loved that burned the shit out of you at some point with that Ten of Swords, or maybe even a string of people. So I can't tell you what this is for you. It's a collective reading. But I can tell you that this is the opportune time for you to tap into your intuition and to conquer this once and for all, because it's actually making you unstable as well. Please don't get mad at me and unsubscribe. But it's actually making you unstable. It's your progress to the new, right? Whether you're masculine or feminine, look how the cards come out. Because I don't just see the cards and tell you the meanings, right? Anyone can do that. Anyone can memorize a book. I have to go by the intuitive hits I'm getting. But I also look at the imagery and the way that the cards come out. So whatever this new beginning is for you, whether you're masculine or feminine, it's taking you a hell of a long time to get to it. And the albatross that's been weighing you down, the weight on your neck that's pulling you down, is whatever that Ten of Swords to the Six of Cups is, or was, like I said. Could be a current connection, could be the current job, could be something that goes back to your past, maybe even as early as childhood. Because right behind the Ten of Swords, I have the Four of Wands and a Page of Swords. For some of you, it goes back to childhood. So you take it how it resonates to you, my love. Pattern, wound, connection. It's no longer dynamic. It no longer serves you. It's no longer structured. It's no longer stable. And it has become an obstacle to your new beginning. And unfortunately, you're the one who has to cut the cord on this. That's how you elevate to Emperor or Empress status. It's like a lesson you need to elevate as a soul. It's part of your soul's mission. It's part of your purpose here. It's part of your journey. I know we don't want to hear that when we have to make tough decisions, but there's something here that you need to let go of. I know for me, it goes back to childhood with a parent, and it's, been flooding me for probably the last month. So you take it how it resonates to you, person, place, thing, memory, wound. There's something here you have to let go of because you have a beautiful new beginning, whether that's career, love, both. And it's almost like it's so hard to get there, right? Knight of Pentacles, so effing slow. Why is it taking me so long to get here or to find this? And it's because you're still holding on to that. That could be a parent. King of Pentacles in the reverse could be an unstable parent, whether they're masculine or feminine, previous lovers, really shitty jobs. You take it how it resonates to you. But your mission here, what signs are preparing you to move into a new direction, I think is first the acknowledgement that has got to go. It's got to go. Ace of Swords, and that's the truth. There's only 4 aces in a 78 card tarot deck. And whenever I say something and I see an ace, I feel like that's just like the divine doubling down. Like, yeah, that's the message the querent you needed to hear. That's the message you needed to hear today, Gemini. I want to get a little bit more on that King of Pentacles. A little bit more on the King of Pentacles here for Gemini. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles. I mean, for some of you, it could be a spouse. Or it's just like the love is gone. For others of you, it could be a job. On my deck, Ace of Swords. Yeah, this is big for the collective. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles. Who or what is this King/Queen of Pentacles? Remember, it's just energy. I don't read genitals. It's just energy to me. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. Look, whatever this is, or whomever this is, not only did they betray you or break your heart or lie to you or backstab you or whatever wound they left in you or currently are leaving in you, the message is so clear. You need to put the final nail in this coffin, not literally speaking, figuratively. You got to shut it once and for all. Three of Cups, so you can be happy again. So you can rejoice again. Seven of Cups, so you can open up your life to more options and choices and happiness. Yeah. Eight of Swords, Gemini energy, and the Sun. Eight of Wands, Jesus. And I grabbed this card too, Two of Cups. For some of you, your obstacle to, oh my God, this is so much like the reading I did for her today. If you're watching, hi, my new friend from Florida. Anyway, for some of you, this is an obstacle to love. You not letting go of this person, place, or thing is an obstacle to a union or a partnership. That can come in very fast, maybe even by Leo season. It's like, if you can just get out of your own way here, Gemini, Eight of Swords, with closing out whatever this is. If you can get out of your own way, this is what comes in, like lightning fast for you. Leo season is 2 months away. So you take this how it resonates to you. And if it's not an actual person that you have to let go of, it could just be trauma, a wound, a pattern. There's something here that is weighing you down, my love, and it's got to go. And unfortunately, the onus is on us to let it go, because it's either hindering or blocking current partnerships in our life, professional, personal, or romantic, from blossoming, or it's prohibiting new partnerships, professional, personal, or platonic or romantic, from coming into our life. So it's either preventing the current ones from stabilizing, or it's prohibiting new ones from coming in. But that we got to get rid of. Let me get some advice for you. It's a heavy read. I have 3 cards of advice here for Gemini. You know, the King of Pentacles in the reverse is, I mean, if this is a current person in your life, they have no loyalty towards you. Because the King of Pentacles in the upright is, it's the most stand-up king out of the 4, right, as an energy. That's your ride or die. You know, I'm there with you. That person has no loyalty towards you. Their loyalty shifts, in, you know, depending on the wind outside and the needs they need. So, you know, if that's a current person in your life, you need to really have a good hard look at it. For others of you, like I said, it's a pattern. 3 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Could be a mother figure for some of you, or a mother wound, or something like that. For others of you, it's someone that you work with or you collaborate with. Can I have 3 cards of advice here for Gemini? How do they deal with this situation, environment, connection, pattern, or wound? That's a broad thing, but let's see. Advice, Ace of Swords, see it clearly. See that person, place, thing, wound for exactly what it is. Black and white. Be truthful and honest with yourself. Don't cloud yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't sabotage yourself. And whatever you do, don't gaslight yourself. You don't have to tell the whole world about this newfound realization that you've had. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to tell yourself. 3 cards of advice here for Gemini when it comes to this. 3 cards of advice. I feel like step 1 is admitting the truth to yourself, having an honest conversation with yourself. 1 more shuffle here. Thank you. 5 of Wands, King of Cups, 4 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, Temperance. I mean, for some of you, this is an abandonment wound that goes back to childhood. I'm going to read this a couple of different ways for you, Gemini. This could be you. And there could be something here of, I know I have to walk away from this person. Let's just say it's a person, family member, friend, lover, okay, acquaintance. There's something here you know, right? Because you're emotionally unfulfilled in this connection, whatever this is. And so you know, but you're internally conflicted about whether or not you should walk away. But the truth of the matter is, you know you should. But I think you leaving triggers Page of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, Temperance. This triggers an abandonment wound for you. This triggers an abandonment wound for you. Temperance in this deck is holding 2 cups. Again, going back to that 6 of Cups, going back to a soulmate connection. So for some of you, it's almost like, I don't want to leave this person, even though I'm emotionally unfulfilled in this connection, because it may not only trigger an abandonment wound for them. I mean, maybe for some of you, you're taking that into consideration. That's possible. But for others of you, you're internally conflicted because your subconscious, your intuition knows that if you pull the plug on this person, it also makes you look at something within yourself. For others of you, this could be a parental figure or someone you look up to. There's always conflict with this person, whoever they are, professional, personal, romantic. There's always conflict, 5 of Wands. 4 of Cups, you're emotionally unfulfilled. But for some reason, regardless of how old you are, Gemini, you look up to this person. And this person looks down. The King is looking down. So you kind of have this person on a pedestal. So for some of you, it could be a parent, could be a spouse. This person looks down on you, Gemini. They look at you like you're a kid. And they probably have been treating you this way your whole entire life. And there's something within you that says, I can balance out this connection. I can get along with mom or dad. Because I don't want to feel that again. So for some of you, you're staying in this connection with this person, place, or thing as an act of protection for yourself. But what you're not realizing, it's not an act of protection, Gemini. It's actually hindering you from, 1, Ace of Cups, loving yourself. I think the biggest act of self-love you can do for yourself is to cut this person off. For others of you, there's an emotional abandonment wound within yourself that you need to look at and you need to heal. And for some of you, it might come from a parental figure. Absolutely. For others of you, this is a partner or spouse you need to walk away from. And whether it's you're afraid it's going to trigger something within them or within you or both, that's your reluctancy to sever the tie. So you take it how it resonates to you, professional, personal, romantic, pattern, wound. There's something here within the Gemini collective, you know, that you need to. And so this question, you know, what signs are preparing you to move into a new direction? Your intuition. You know this. You've just been blocking it. You don't want to see it. It's time that the Gemini collective sees it. And it's a big ugly. I can attest. But if we don't see it, then we're doomed to either repeat that pattern or it'll take us a lot longer to learn what self-love is. Because I think the biggest act of self-love is healing this. For others of you, the biggest act of self-love is walking away from this person. So again, take it how it resonates to you. But I think the sign that is preparing you for the next adventure is your intuition. I just think some of us maybe have been trying to block it or ignore it because we don't want to look at the wound. We don't want to address the pattern. We don't want to leave the person. There's something like that happening here. But it's time that you do that. I love in the 5 of Swords, he's holding up the Ace of Swords like, I win. I think this is a battle you can win. Fool. So you can have your new beginning. This is a battle you can win. It's a battle you're meant to win. Because at the end of the day, it's a spiritual lesson for you. I know we hate hearing that from tarot readers, but it really is for you. And I do think it's the biggest act of self-love that you can do. So take all those messages, how they resonate to you, Gemini. Also, if you're, you will be celebrating your birthday during Gemini season, but if you're celebrating it this week, maybe that's like a really, well, whether you're celebrating your birthday this week or not, maybe the best birthday present you can give yourself is to end whatever that is, that wound, that pattern, or at least begin to address it, or leave that person, or at least begin to make plans to do it. There's something like that. So maybe that's not only your homework assignment, but a little birthday gift for you. That is what I have for you, Gemini, for the week of June 1st, 2025. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Cancer. Let's see what your tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. The 10 of Swords. What situation in your life needs to come to an end? Okay. I love you, Cancer. We've been seeing this in your readings on and off for a while. You have a particular situation, environment, or connection in your life that for some reason you're holding on to, and it is no longer serving you. I feel like it's time for you to call it over. Now, if you've already left, whatever this is or whomever this is, then there's a need for you to energetically detach by actually now healing yourself from it. So it can't just be, I quit that toxic job environment and I started a new job and I'm never going to think about that place again. No, there's a need to look within at the wounds that toxic job environment either created within you or maybe triggered old wounds within you. So I just feel like there's something here you need to heal. For some of you, you need to end whatever this is and heal. For others of you, you have ended it, but you kind of omitted the healing aspect of the ending. Let's see where we go with this message. And if you haven't been here before, the tarot card of the week isn't what's coming towards you or anything like that. For me, this reading weekly for all of us are things that the divine or spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, wants us to look at. Like, hello, collective, you need to focus on that or make a decision on that or think about that. So just kind of take it as advice. Let's see where we go with the message. Tell me more about the 10 of Swords here for Cancer. What situation in your life needs to come to an end? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. King of Cups, there you are, whether you're masculine or feminine. Ace of Cups. There's a new opportunity here for you. 10 of Cups that will make you very happy, very emotionally content, whether that's a new job, a new partnership, a new living situation. The Star. It actually is your wish fulfillment. Bottom of the deck, the Moon. Doubts, fears, insecurities. The High Priestess. The Seven of Wands. You are, and don't be offended, all these readings are meant to help us. The Gemini reading was hard, and I'm a Gemini, so if you don't believe me, go back and watch that reading. There's something here about you are putting a bridge or a gap of distance between you and your intuition. I don't want to see it. I don't know why this is coming up so strong for the collective. The Taurus, Gemini had similar messages. You can call in the new whenever you want. Like you have the power within you. Like he's blowing into the conch shell here, beach shell up into the heavens, right? Calling in the new. The new is here for you. It'll be wish fulfillment. It'll make you very happy. Job, living situation, connection, connections, new lover, you name it. But it's almost like you're allowing doubts, fears, and insecurities to build a bridge between you and your intuition. Because for you to call in the new, you have to leave something behind. And most of you don't want to leave it behind. That's the truth. Eight of Wands, the King of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. This can come in very quickly for you. All right, tell me more. Let's take a look at the new beginning, and then we'll see why you're not quite ending whatever this is. Tell me about the new here for Cancer, this Ace of Cups. I literally feel like you call it in and it arrives. It's like heightens manifestation powers here. Bottom of the deck, Temperance. I almost feel like Archangel Michael, because that's who's depicted here in the Temperance card, is trying to guide you onto this new path. But the divine can't force you. All the divine can do and does is make your current situation, environment, or connection. It's like they squeeze you. And the reason why you get squeezed, and it becomes like harder and harder to breathe, figuratively speaking, or more uncomfortable, or there's more drama, or there's more heartache, is that's a divine, like, giving you that quiet shake. You know, these little tower moments, like, psst, you're meant for better. You can call in the new as soon as you leave behind this person, place, or thing. My light bulb just went on, and it is not on a timer. I do live in an 1860 Victorian, but I also take signs and synchronicities like that as being very relevant to the reading that I'm doing. That's your aha epiphany moment. And maybe this reading will help some of you. But this comes in really quick once you can close out what that is. So tell me about the new. Tell me about the new. One more shuffle, please, and thank you. The new. Two of Wands. It's your choice. You can sit in whatever this is. It'll just become more and more uncomfortable for you. It's your choice to move towards the new. The Devil. The Queen of Cups. Look at that. King to the Queen of Cups. So for some of you, you take this how it resonates to you. Some of you are in a toxic connection and you feel like this is your divine counterpart. This is your soulmate. They're not. This person is a karmic. Now, karmic doesn't have to mean bad. It just means this person's in your life to show you something, or that you can learn something from them, or learn a lesson. It doesn't always have to be bad. The reason why karmics get a bad rap, and this is just my opinion, is that soulmate soul bond connection is put on our path for this lifetime. And we basically sign up, at least that's what I believe. We sign up to have a soul contract with that person. That person needs to teach us this lesson, whatever this lesson is. And as we're refusing to learn the lesson, which we originally said, yeah, I can handle that. As we begin to not listen, not do the homework assignment, right? Not fulfill whatever this is, this contract is, the situation, environment, or connection becomes more and more difficult. And that'll show itself in various ways. But there's something here. So that, again, I'm not saying that this person is toxic, cross watcher. I'm saying this person has to teach you a lesson. And the reason why karmic connections, we end up looking back and thinking, oh, that person was so toxic. No, they weren't. It became toxic as the universe used that person to squeeze you until you finally learned the lesson and moved on from it. So it's not that the karmic was a bad person. It's almost like the karmic was used to get you to open your eyes to finally address that lesson, finally learn that lesson. Because most of us, when you first meet the karmic, they're not a bad person. That's why you end up in a relationship with them. Friend, family member, lover. Remember, family is, they're blood, but we also choose our family. You don't have to keep everyone in your family, if you know what I mean. So regardless of their connection to you, this person had to teach you a lesson. This connection will continue to get worse if you don't learn the lesson, if you don't put an end to it. And again, it's not just ending the connection. Okay, I know who Jen's talking about. It's that toxic friend that I have, and I'm just going to stop talking to them. You actually have to go within and now do the homework to learn the lesson. Otherwise, you're going to have another soulmate who's a karmic come on your path. Same lesson, different person, different meat suit, if you will. Same soul contract. You have not finished it. So you take it how it resonates to you. You either close this out already, but you didn't actually learn the lesson. And there's something here about learning the lesson, or it's about to be repeated. Toxic job, again, living situation, friend, family member, lover. For others of you, you currently have that in your life. And as increasingly difficult as it's becoming, you don't want to end it because you're seeing that person as my best friend and, the love of my life. That person's a lesson. And that lesson's going to get harder the more you ignore it. So please take this how it resonates to you. So now we have an idea. So that Ace of Cups, that new beginning, comes in when you see this person, place, or thing for what it truly is, or you heal from whatever this place or, this person, place, or thing truly was. So that's when your new beginning comes in. And you're at a crossroads, Two of Wands. You don't have to see it. But if you don't see it and you don't address it, you're doomed to repeat it. Take it as someone who's repeated the same freaking lesson over and over again in her life. It took me a long time to realize, oh my God, it's the same lesson, different person. Oh my God, same lesson, different job environment. Totally different industry. Because there was a lesson there that I needed to learn. So I want to see why you're not listening to your intuition, and then we'll get you some advice, my friend. Because you're building a gap here between yourself and your intuition. You're resistant to your intuition. Seven of Wands. I don't want to see it. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to hear it. Bottom of the deck. Eight of Swords. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to feel it. But you are feeling it. Because this is no fun. Each sword here is another dagger to you. In your back, in your front. Some of you have seen this coming. And you're still like, I'm here. That's my best friend for life. So whether that's lying, cheating, betrayal, emotional withdrawal from the other individual, a lack of loyalty shown over and over again to you from this individual, could be a series of connections. But there's something here the Cancerian needs to look at, or they will be doomed to repeat it in other soulmate, soul bond connections. Why are you putting up a wall between you and your intuition? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Fool. Are you afraid of the new? Three of Pentacles, Page of Swords. I think you're afraid of the new. Three of Wands. I'd rather stay in whatever this is. It's not the Ten of Pentacles. It's not the job that is going to, I'm going to end up retiring with and they're going to give me a Rolex watch, but it's good for now. It's not the relationship that's probably going to go to distance and never become the Ten of Pentacles, but it's good enough for now. So there's something here. You're building this gap, or you're saying to yourself, it's like you're shrugging off the Ten of Swords. It's like, meh, it's working. Three of Pentacles, it's working. And that's why so I'm asking why you're building a gap between your intuition, because some of you are like, it's working. Three of Pentacles, it's manageable. It's not that bad. You're ignoring the lesson and you're excusing the actions if this is coming from this person, or you're just ignoring what they're saying to you. I mean, for some of you, you're with someone and they're telling you, or they have indicated to you in some way they don't want to be with you, and I love you. Don't get mad. It's not for everyone. It's probably for two people watching. Little bit of a class 5 clinger here, because it's working. It's manageable. I don't want to listen to my intuition. Three of Wands, Three of Swords. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see the heartbreak. So you take this message how it resonates to you. Some of you are with an individual, friend, family member, or lover. You're meant to learn a lesson from this person. Now, I spent 20 years with a karmic who is a soulmate. And if I would have listened to my intuition back then, I wasn't in tune to my intuition at 25 years old, I probably would have known we were just meant to be friends. I don't want to say I wasted 20 years of my life, because I didn't. We had a good life and I helped raise his kids and all of that. But at the end of the day, there was no growth in the partnership. We had growth in other areas of our life. The houses got bigger over the years. The bank account got fatter over the years. The kids got taller over the years, right? You can see our growth as a couple, but the relationship, the romantic aspect didn't grow past Three of Pentacles. We were meant to be best friends. And so that was the lesson I had to learn. It doesn't make him a bad person. In fact, 5 years later, he actually is one of my closest friends. I say that all the time in these readings. He's not a bad person, but I didn't want to identify him as a best friend for whatever reason. Now it's been 25 years ago or whatever. But so there's something like that here where you have a connection in your life that's really not growing, but you're holding on to it because it's like, it's doable, it's working. It's not. I hate to tell you that, it's not. And you can't keep excusing, like if this is a friend for some of you, I think this friend is, I'm going to say toxic. They're toxic, but there's a lesson here you need to learn about standing in your truth, right? The Page of Swords, for me, the Page of Swords is the bravest sword because he holds the truth. He's done the homework. He knows all the facts. He's inquisitive. So, and he's ready to shoot that bow and arrow. So I feel like there's something here within you. Look, if this message is resonating, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You've been armed with the sword of truth for a long time. You've just been denying it for some reason because the connection is working, but the connection isn't working. Again, friend, family member, or lover. And if they're not currently in your life, I would go back to the last toxic, quote unquote, toxic connection you had, and I would look at what was the lesson. Because I think if you look at a series of connections, like a string of connections in your life that have ended, I think you're going to see a current theme. Same lesson. And it's like, well, why didn't I see it? Why didn't I see it? Why didn't I see it? I should have known, right? Based on past. So look, if this message is resonating for you, I would say you're in two camps here. One, this person's in your life and you're failing to see them as the lesson and you're holding on and you make excuses for the connection not growing, or maybe even making excuses for how they speak to you. Devil to the Page of Swords could be someone who has quite the sharp tongue. So they could be a little, or I shouldn't say a little, pretty abrasive and nasty with their words. And for others of you, this connection has already ended. Maybe it's been a string of them. But this is a warning then from Spirit that it's about to repeat, different person, but it's about to repeat if you don't go in and look at what was the common denominator of all of those failed connections. Because if you can learn that lesson, you won't have to repeat that lesson again. Let me get 3 cards of advice here for Cancer. And look, if it's not resonating at all, just check another placement.
I'm so sorry about that, Cancer. The camera shut off. I was like so enthralled by your reading. I didn't even notice it was blinking that it was time for me to plug it in. So I think it cut off as I was pulling out the first card for advice. So advice is the 9 of Pentacles, followed by the 3 of Cups, and the Emperor. So your advice here is to take control of this situation, this connection, this lesson, this wound, this pattern. And it's almost like you need to become free or autonomous of it, because the 9 of Pentacles energy is the energy of an individual who they are independent. They realize that would they like to have someone come along with another pentacle and be their 10 of Pentacles or create the 10 of Pentacles with them? Sure, that's great, but you don't need that. So there's something here. Again, this is only advice that your true happiness, the 3 of Cups, like a reason to celebrate for you. And you take these messages how they resonate. For some of you, you need to become independent or autonomous of this connection. And the only way that you can do that, or situation or environment, is for you to take the lead. There's something here about you needing to boss up in the Emperor energy, whether you're masculine or feminine, to become independent of this connection. For others of you where maybe you have become independent of the situation, environment, or connection, there's something here that you're not truly free until you kind of look it in the eye and you recognize it. Because the Emperor is not someone who ignores problems. The Emperor sees all problems. She faces all problems. They confront all problems. So you take these messages how they resonate to you, whether this is a current situation, environment, or connection that needs to go. Your advice then would be your true happiness comes from becoming independent or autonomous of it. For others of you where it has already ended or you have already removed yourself from it, there's a need here to take control and truly become independent of it by looking at the lesson. As much as it may hurt to look at it, there's actually on the other side of that is your happiness. So that would prevent you from repeating the same mistake with other situations, environments, or connections. For others of you where this is a wound that maybe goes back to childhood, I say that because the 10 of Cups shows a family here. if this is like a childhood wound, Page of Swords, child, and it's probably for one of you watching, there's a need here for you to become independent and autonomous of that wound. Meaning, maybe for some of you, you need to forgive a father figure or mother figure. That's a tough thing to do. And forgiveness isn't for them, forgiveness is for you. But that's how you become independent and free of that wound. And you're not condoning that individual's behavior. What you're doing is freeing yourself from the wound that they created. You're finally able to look at the child within and acknowledge that wound. Because if this message is resonating for you, the child within you feels neglected by the adult that you have become. So you take these messages how they resonate to you, but the message is clear. You and you alone can become autonomous, or can make the decision to become autonomous and independent of whatever this is, whether it's current, it's from the past, or for some of you maybe goes way back into childhood. So I hope this message was helpful for you. Remember, it's a collective general reading. Just take the parts of it that fit and leave the ones that don't. And if none of it resonated with you, don't be upset. Just check another placement, okay? I think this is a great time. I don't know why I'm getting this message. 4 weeks. I never look at 4 Pentacles as 4 weeks. I used to look at it as 4 years. But there's something here about handling this within the next 4 weeks. Maybe so when we enter your season, Cancer season, that like you would be free of this, or maybe well on your way to heal from this Star card energy. For others of you, we have that new moon in Cancer in your sign on June 25th. And new moon is that time of the month where we can ask the divine source, God, whatever you want to call that entity, for help to bring in the new. So maybe for some of you, you can call in courage and strength to leave this situation, environment, or connection, or call in the strength you need, the emotional strength you need to finally handle this lesson, to really look at it. And maybe for some of you, even going back to childhood. So remember, on that new moon, you can call in the new, and that new doesn't have to be something tangible. It could be help from source, so you can free this once and for all, or become free from this once and for all. That is what I have for you, my darling. Your tarot card for the week of June 1st, 2025. If you like that message or resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Leo. Let's see what your tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. And remember, Leo, 3 of Swords. We're getting some really heavy hitters here. So what I was saying was, keep in mind that the tarot card of the week isn't like what's coming your way. There are situations, environments, connections, patterns that source is trying to say to us, hey, you really need to look at this, or you should look at this, or inquire more on it, or in your respect, heal it. So you have the 3 of Swords. What painful aspect of your life do you need to confront? So again, this is something that happened in the past that was heartbreaking to you, that maybe for some of you it's like, I don't want to look at it, but there's a need here for you to look at it. Tell me more about this here for Leo. What painful aspect of your life do you need to confront? And maybe for some of you, you do have a situation, environment, or connection that's been exiting your life presently, but you maybe haven't wanted to look at the pain of it. For some of you, I don't know why I'm getting this message, you could just be like, well, I'm going to be busy tending to my house or my environment or work or the kids or whatever. Like, I don't want to look at the pain. But there's something here about needing to look at the pain. Okay, whether it's you're presently experiencing it or it's from the past and you never actually healed from it. Bottom of the deck, the Chariot. I feel like that's your path forward, your victory forward, overcoming this heartache. There's a need here to look at it in order to overcome it. Tell me more about this for Leo. Sun, Moon, and Rising placements. What do they need to know about the 3 of Swords? One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the King of Wands. There you are. Aries, Leo, Sag. Page of Swords. 7 of Swords. Okay. The Devil. Oof. Bottom of the deck, the Tower. The Knight of Wands. And the 5 of Wands. What the hell just happened to my Leo collective? So, Leo, you either presently have a toxic situation, environment, or connection that you don't really want to confront. Okay, you don't want the tower moment. You're preventing the tower from falling. But the situation, environment, or connection that you're in is not true to who you are. It is deceptive. It's toxic. You might be clinging on to it out of codependency, fears of abandonment, fears of being alone. So you, and then for some of you, maybe it goes back to childhood with that Page of Swords. But I not only feel like this entity, situation, environment, or connection is like deceiving you, there's also something here about you deceiving yourself, or you gaslighting yourself by not moving away from it. For others of you, this has already happened to you, but you're still unwilling to confront the heartache from the deception or the perceived deception. And if that's your storyline, there's something here about you looking at that dynamic of that situation, environment, or connection and having a really good assessment of it, Page of Swords, as to why it happened or how you landed in that situation, environment, or connection, or why you tolerated it for so long. So you take these messages how they resonate to you. It's a collective general reading. You're either currently dealing with this or it happened in the past, but either way, there's something here of needing to look at the heartbreak or needing to confront why or how you found yourself in that situation. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords to the Devil. Because I kind of feel like you're, by not fully confronting it, it's almost like you're, one, you're sabotaging your healing, but two, you're sabotaging your movement forward. Because the King of Wands, you know, that's a king that wants to move forward. The Knight of Wands, that's a knight that wants to move forward. But I almost feel like you're holding yourself back because you fully don't want to look at the heartbreak, whether you're currently experiencing it or not. And so in that respect, you're actually sabotaging your future or delaying it, you know, delaying the path you should be on. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords to the Devil. What is this for Leo? One more shuffle. Thank you. What is this, my darling? Six of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Five of Cups. Maybe the bottom of the deck, Star card. It's a wound here that you need to heal within you. Seven of Wands. You've been resisting healing this wound. Part of you doesn't want to look at it. Yeah, notice in the Five of Swords, it's like there's a part of you that wants to look at it, but then there's a part of you that walks away. I don't want to look at it. For some of you, could go back to childhood with the Page of Pentacles there right behind that. So you take this how it resonates to you, my dear. Situation, environment, connection, pattern, wound, even regardless of how far back it goes. What's toxic about it, and I think the aspect, and only take it if it resonates, it's like the reason why you don't want to look at it is because for some of you, you maybe have to admit that you put yourself in that position, meaning you ignored the red flags, or you jumped head first, or you were generous with whomever this individual is. So it's like, instead of pausing, you started giving to this person, but there was no equal reciprocity. And this could be a pattern that happens over and over again with you and family members, you and friends, you and colleagues, you and lovers, you and neighbors. Again, take it how it resonates to you. But for some of you, it's almost like, I don't want to look at why, because the overall feeling here, I think if you look at whatever this is, presently or in the past, you feel obviously screwed over. You feel lied to, you feel deceived, you feel betrayed. I get that. But it's almost like what the divine wants you to look at is really the real reason why you don't want to look at it. Please don't get mad and hate me. Is because you gave to it. And so then you would have to admit to yourself that not only did that person, place, or thing deceive you, but you deceived yourself. You ignored the red flags, you didn't listen to your intuition, you ran in too quickly, you invested in something poorly. Instead of pausing at the crossroads, the Two of Wands saying, do I want to move forward with this situation, environment, or connection? Some of you are just kind of like, F that, I'm just going to give. And then you are left in the Five of Cups feeling emotionally depleted. And again, looking out like, what the hell just happened? So in that respect, there's a need here to look at, why do you keep entering these connections that consistently leave you emotionally depleted or feeling in lack or leave you brokenhearted? The common denominator is you, not blaming you. The common denominator is because you don't actually want to confront the wound, you're perpetually reliving the same pain with different connections. So that's for some of you. For others of you, the Seven of Swords to the Devil, for some of you, you're currently in this connection and you're reluctant to leave it, even though you know, based on past experience, right, Page of Swords knows that this connection is not going to go the distance. So you continue to give and give and give instead of making a decision to go in the opposite direction. Because you've experienced so much heartache in the past, you know that walking away from this person would cause heartache in the present. And you don't want to feel that again. So you've become toxic, codependent, not so much on this person. It's like you're addicted in a negative way to not experiencing loss. Meaning, I'm going to stay in this, even though I'm being breadcrumbed, even though it's not fulfilling my desires, even though it's leaving me an emotional lack. Because I can't fathom ending another connection in my life. So therefore, I will settle for less than what I deserve. So not only is that person deceiving you, you're deceiving yourself. So you take this message how it resonates to you, my love, whether you're presently going through it or it's something from the past. And for some of you, it was a series of connections. If you want, because it says, what painful aspect of your life do you need to confront? I think what you need to confront is the why. Why do I, Leo, always end up in connections or situations or environments that have the same result? Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So it's time to stop the insanity and look within the why. Why am I continually faced with this? Is it you're looking for a King of Wands, Queen of Wands, but you keep falling for the Knight of Wands? Why? Instead of blaming that person for being inconsistent, you know what I mean, or being the flighty nighty, why are you continually drawn to the flighty nighty? Or why are you continually drawn to employment opportunities that look flashy and sound great, but really have no substance or no long-term financial growth to them? So again, this could be in any aspect of your life, but the one thing you all have in common, you're repeating it, or you have the potential, you're going through it now for the first time. You now have the probability of repeating it again and again in the future. If you don't confront the why. Why did you end up in this heartbreaking situation, environment, or connection? Let's look at the Tower. Again, I don't feel like it's happening this week. You either just experienced it or it happened long ago. But again, it's not blaming the inconsistent situation, environment, or connection. It's looking, why did I put myself in that position to begin with? And that's hard. That's a little dark night of the soul, I'm not going to lie to you. And I've been there twice in my life. It's hard. But if we don't learn that lesson, we're doomed to repeat it over and over again. The Star. I'm asking what the Tower is. Every time that situation, environment, or connection breaks down, that's your opportunity. The Tower is the opportunity. Hello, Leo. This job fell apart again. It's your opportunity to heal the why. You endured it. You accepted it. You stayed in it longer than you should have. You accepted less than what you were worth. You know what I mean? Same thing if it's a connection. Every time a connection ends for you, platonic or romantic, it's the divine going, Leo, here's another example why you need to look at the why so you can heal it once and for all. So the Tower moment or moments that you have experienced or you're currently experiencing, it's almost like divine mercy to get you to look at the why. Tell me more about this here for Leo. Tell me more about the Tower. One more shuffle. Thank you. What's this Tower, my love? 4 swords, so you can heal. So whatever has ended for you, presently is ending or in the past, don't look at why it ended. Look at why you were in it to begin with. That's how you're going to heal this wound. Page of Cups. Yep, that's how you're going to heal the wound. 7 of Cups. I love this. Look at the surrender. I normally don't get that with the 7 of Cups, but the deck I used for you, the Baroque deck, this individual's hands are wide open. It's like, now I can see it. Now I can see, Page of Cups, why I gave my heart, Page of Cups, right? Why I invested in all these other cups that weren't good for me. They were pipe dreams. They were broken promises. They were fantasies I sold myself. They were fantasies other people sold me, right? This is Neptune and Pisces. So it's to heal the wound of the why I ended up in all of these connections, not why the connections ended, why I ended up in them. 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is a card of starting out as an apprentice and working as a master. In this respect, it's you mastering this. It's a card of self-mastery here for you. Let's get 3 cards of advice for you, Leo. This is a tough one. I've been there with platonic connections. I couldn't understand why and I shouldn't say every, but a string of friendships in my life all started out great. So much promise, and all ended disastrously. And I had to step back and not say, well, I met another jerk, right? Met another, D-I-C-K, whatever. I had to look at it and say, why do I keep attracting these kinds of people? Why do I fall for it? What am I not seeing? What am I ignoring? And when I went back and really thought about it, I was like, these people, they all had like the same 2 or 3 qualities in common. So it was me not learning the lesson. So these soulmate / karmic connections were continually put in my life because the divine was like, well, maybe this time Jen will see why she ended up in that friendship. Oh no, friendship crashed and burned. Okay, Jen's not learning the lesson. Okay, let's wait a month or 2. Let's bring in a new soulmate karmic connection. Maybe she'll learn this time. So it did take me a series of several, probably 7, for me to go, these people aren't the problem. I'm the problem. I'm the problem because I'm attracting this. So you need to find out the why. Okay, I know it's not easy because we don't want to blame ourselves for it, but look at that. 5 of Pentacles and Queen of Cups came out in the reverse. Why do I settle or continue going back to people who make me feel that either like emotionally love bomb me or they pretend to like me, right? The Queen of Cups is the energy of an individual. This is a love bomber. This is a liar. This is someone who's insecure. This is someone who's inauthentic when it comes to their emotions. This is toxic emotional codependency. Why am I attracting people that are emotionally codependent on me and siphon all the energy out of me and leave me depleted in a tower moment? So I need to look at, why do I draw in these kinds of people? 5 of Pentacles in reverse. I think that's how you heal this abandonment wound or just a wound within you. I think that's how you come out of it. And my phone keeps going off. It's my blink cameras outside. All is well. It's just my neighbor. But I would take that as a sign. Like, aha, I felt like that was the divine over and over again saying, yes, why do you draw in these kinds of people? Or maybe even people that mooch off of you financially and leave you financially depleted. Let's get 3 cards of advice here for Leo. This is a tough one this week. I haven't done this reading for the collective in 2 weeks. So I expected that this would probably end up being a 3-hour video because it's going to be pretty heavy. We got a lot of catching up here to do. One more shuffle, please, and thank you. What's your advice, my love? The Page of Wands, discover. It's card of discovery. Discover the why. Why did I end up in that connection or those connections? Ace of Cups. The biggest act of self-love you can do for yourself is to look at the why you emotionally invested in those connections. The Moon. So you can overcome these fears, doubts, and insecurities. For some of you, you continually enter these connections out of you being insecure, thinking, well, I'm just going to settle for this bottom of the barrel person. I'm going to overlook the red flags because I don't think I deserve better. So for some of you, it's an insecurity issue or a self-esteem issue. Falling head first for the first person, like if this is a romantic reading for you. So you take all that, how it resonates to you. High Priestess, tap into your intuition on this one. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. I think at the end of the day, you know the truth, Ace of Swords. And if not, you'll figure it out this week if you decide to do the homework. And again, that Queen of Pentacles is a very self-nurturing queen. I think this is, again, the biggest act of self-love you can do for yourself is finding clarity on the why you continually enter these types of connections or situations or environments. Big homework assignment. You don't have to get it all done this week, but this week is a great week to start. That's what I have for you, Leo. If you like this message and resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, my friend, I wish you a lot of luck with this. I've been through something similar 3 years ago. It's not easy, but it's worth it. My connections today, way healthier than they were back then. That's what I have for you, my love. If you like this message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Virgo. I feel like it's been so long since I read for you. Let's take a look at your tarot card for the week of June 1st, 2025. You have the 8 of Cups. Now, keep in mind, this isn't what's coming towards you this week or something that you definitively have to do this week. The tarot card of the week for me, as a reader, as your reader, is designed more about messages that Spirit wants us to look at as the collective. So the Virgo collective needs to look at the 8 of Cups. What situation in your life do you need to walk away from and emotionally disconnect? This could be a mindset, a pattern, a bad habit, Poor diet, you know, could be an emotional connection, like a friend, a family member, a lover that's toxic, could be a toxic work environment. So you take it how it resonates to you, person, place, or thing. Thought process, pattern, habit. There's something here as a collective, the one thing you all have in common, you need to disconnect from, you need to walk away from. Tell me more about the Eight of Cups here for Virgo. Look, if this is a person, this could be someone you already walked away from, but you have not emotionally disconnected from them. So take that how, you know, only if that resonates to you as well. Tell me more about this here for Virgo. Yeah, the Eight of Cups is the only card in tarot that shows an eclipse. It's time to eclipse this person, place, thing, memory, habit, pattern out of your life, my love. Six of Cups. Could be a soulmate, soul bond connection, someone you've known for a long time. It could be a pattern that you've had for a long time. Okay. Let's see. Tell me more about this for Virgo. That Six of Cups card wanted to bounce right back out. We'll see if it comes out again in your reading. So it's something if it's not a person you've been holding on to for a long time, like since childhood, or it's a family member, it could be a belief. It could be a mindset. It could be a memory, you know, where you're just playing the same like heartbreaking memory over and over again. And it's like time to cut the cord on it. Like, you can't allow it to drag you down. It happened. It's in the past. It sucked. But time to heal from it. So tell me more about this here for the Virgo collective. What situation, environment, or connection, pattern, memory, wounds, do you need to walk away from and emotionally disconnect from? One more shuffle, please, Anne. Thank you. What do my Virgos need to know? Queen of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. I like how the Queen of Cups in this deck actually is holding like a book with a pen. Maybe penning a letter. Let's see where we go with this. King of Pentacles. You've been holding on to this wound or this pain, this memory, this pattern. The King of Pentacles is holding it like close to his chest. And that's towards Virgo, you Capricorn energy. So you've been, yeah, look, the Page of Pentacles, you've been holding on to it. So this is preventing you, my love, from having this new beginning. The Fool card. And then we have the Five of Wands. So this is like blocking your new beginning, energetically speaking. Nine of Pentacles, you need to become, I mean, you don't need to do anything, but it's your homework assignment for the week. Identify what this is for you, because again, it's different for all of you. Then you need to become independent and autonomous of it. Could be disdain, could be jealousy. I'm not saying that's what you have. I'm just saying you really need to go through, and maybe that's why that Queen of Cups has that pen and pad here, right, that she's holding on to. It could be more than one thing for some of you. I mean, I've done this time and time again in my life where I write down all the things I need to let go of. And sometimes I remember years ago, it was jealousy of a friend. I didn't want to admit that I was jealous of her, but I was. She was, at that time, like now I look back and I'm like, wow, she was like my hero. And I was looking at it so wrong. But at the time I had to let go of the jealousy because I was in a you know, marriage that I was a bit disgruntled in, right? Not happy with. And there she was bold and brave. And she's a Gemini like I am. There she was bold and brave, a mother of 3 kids, and divorced her husband and became a single mom and like leased the house. And she did it all on her own. And as much as I admired her, there was a part of me that was jealous that she could do that. We're the same age, same zodiac sign. But I didn't have that voice and I didn't have that courage. And I had to admit, and that's why the writing it down on paper, when I had to look at what are all the toxic things within me that I need to get rid of, one of them was jealousy for her, even though I loved her dearly and I still do to this day. But, you know, at the time, it took me writing it down to go, oh my God, I can't believe I just wrote that. Because I'd never said it, right? I never said it to her or to anyone else. It was like the secret. I kept it within me, but I had to write it down. So I would write down situations, environments, connections, feelings, patterns. I don't care if it's a 9-page long list. It's just for you to see. It's for your eyes only. But I think if you write it out, even the Eight of Pentacles in this deck is like writing it out. He's chiseling it out on stone, right? So I think if you write it out, this is how you can work on healing whatever this wound or, you know, is that you've been holding on to. Because I think you already walked away. I feel like you're already autonomous of this in the physical. Like, I don't think this person, place, or thing is still in your life, but you're holding on to something emotionally from it. Anger, disdain, jealousy, the pain. There's something like that. The loneliness. King of Pentacles looks pretty lonely here, all by himself, holding on to this little pentacle of pain. So even if your life has progressed and moved on, you're still carrying this within you. You know what I mean? So believe it or not, it is preventing you from moving forward. So there's something here about writing it down. And then look in the Page of Pentacles, how this person is like handing the pentacle to this angel. It's almost like then you're free of it. Then you can surrender it to the divine. Then you're giving it to God. So there's definitely something here about releasing this, I want to call it pain or memory or something like that, or negative feeling that you're holding on to. I think for 99% of you, it's not a person, place, or thing. I think you're already disconnected, but you're still emotionally attached because you're still harboring some feelings for it. And I just had a wild coughing fit. So I think for a lot of you, you haven't voiced this much or haven't spoken much about it. I mean, it's suppressed deep down within you, but your opportunity here, at the new, whatever the new is, like new love or just an act of self-love, really comes at the cost of you letting go, whatever this is, like becoming free and independent, Nine of Pentacles, autonomous of that. And maybe for some of you, it even could be false hope. Like you could still, you let's say you left the person, the friends, or feeling under love or whatever, you've already disconnected, but you're kind of holding on to the hope that they come back, and I'm not saying that they'll never come back, but you holding on to the hope might be preventing you from opening yourself up. Like it's a block to you opening up new connections. Doesn't mean that person can't come back in the future, course corrected, if they choose to do that. But maybe even for some of you, it's just holding on to the hope. And that is even preventing your new start, new beginning. I don't know why I needed to say that. Maybe one of you needed to hear that. So what are you holding on to? Let's see if we can get a little bit more specific with this message. I haven't done this reading in 3 weeks, so I expect it's going to be like a 3-hour long reading. Not yours. I mean, like for all 12. But it's okay. I felt called today to do this for all of us. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle. Thank you. So what is this that you're holding on to? Six of Wands, Page of Swords, the Hermit. Something you thought you were going to be victorious in, but you ended up alone. From a deck, Ten of Swords. So a situation, environment, or connection that you thought, I'm going to have victory with this. I'm going to win this person over. We're going to live happily ever after. It's going to be my best friend for the rest of my life. And then it was like, notice how it's like you thought like this person was never going to leave your life. In the Page of Swords, it's almost like there's a cow jumping over his head. I don't know if you've ever heard that saying, like when pigs fly or cows fly. So there might have been something like that at some point in your life where you thought, wow, this person is going to be in my life forever. Our connection's never going to end. Yeah, it'll end when pigs fly, or it'll end when cows fly, like that type of thing. And then it was like out of the blue, information, communication, discussion, something left you alone. Hermit energy. So we went from being victorious with this person or these people, because there's several people on that, to then being alone. Almost like the ending came out of the blue. Ten of Swords. So I think for many of you, you are physically independent from this individual or individuals, but maybe you're still holding on to the pain. Now, for some of you, you're still in the connection, and that's okay. I'm not telling you to like kick this friend or lover or family member to the curb. There could be a situation here for one or two of you, okay, that you have forgiven this. Well, I shouldn't say you have forgiven. You've told this person, you've communicated, Page of Swords to this person, I forgive you, but really you haven't. Like you're still holding on to the emotional wounds. So maybe you said, everything's fine, we could just be friends. Or, yep, I forgive you for doing blank. But you really, at the core of it, really fully haven't forgiven them. You're still holding on to the pain of what they did. It still resonates within you, even though you decided to keep them in your life. So in that respect, again, I'm not telling you to ditch this person, but then you need to heal that wound, because then you're not truly forgiving them. And so holding on to the pain or the resentment now becomes a block to the new beginning you could have with them. So take the messages how they resonate to you. But yeah, there was something like, I feel it's a connection. But I mean, if you want to look at a career, you can. But it's just at some point you were like, I'm going to win this. It's going to be victorious. And then all of a sudden, like, it came out of the blue where you ended up alone. It's like he's looking back at, like, what the hell just happened is the feeling. So yeah, time to let go of the pain or the jealousy, the disdain, the discomfort. It's funny how I said, like, it's time to, and my neighbor started the ride on lawnmower. Yeah, it's time to get moving on this, okay, so you can move forward, whether you're keeping this person in your life or not. Let's get 3 cards of advice here from my beautiful mercurial brothers and sisters. 3 cards of advice here for Virgo. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Justice. This is how you bring justice into your life. Karmic balance. Temperance, more balance. And be patient with yourself. Also, in terms of advice, while you're clearing out this debris, emotional debris you're still holding on to, there's also need for you to be patient with yourself through this process. Yes, the Hierophant. It's a spiritual lesson. I know we hate hearing that. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Wands. Now, you don't have to do this, and you can hang on to the bitterness, the resentment, the pain for as long as you want. Just know that you are blocking, in some respect, 5 of Wands to the Fool, blocking your new beginning or delaying it. So it's like the longer you don't want to see it or confront it, like to let go of it, the more delayed this new beginning will be for you. Like your path forward, 2 of Wands, is, my God, is looking at the 5 of Cups. And then you're in your power as the Magician, listening to your inner calling. You can't make this up. I'm forgiving this person. Doesn't mean you condoned what they did, but you're forgiving and letting go. Or you're forgiving yourself for harboring the feelings. Like, I had to forgive myself for holding on to some jealousy for her. I never told her, but I had to cleanse that from me. It wasn't her fault that she was bold and brave. It was mine for not being that way. You know what I mean? So, and that's your biggest act of self-love here, my love, Ace of Cups. There's your new beginning. So, it's a tough week for all of us. I don't know what's happening astrologically for each of the 12 signs, but this is a big shift here for all 12, so don't think you're alone. We each have a pretty rough homework assignment to at least start this week. And yours, my love, seems to be about letting go of pain or hurt, disappointment that you're still holding on to from a connection that has long left your life. And maybe for some of you, that Page of Swords even could be a childhood wound, but there's a need here to forgive it and heal it. And again, it doesn't mean you're condoning what that person did to you, but you're forgiving it or them so you can release yourself from it. Your next chapter is almost begging you to do this, okay? So it's a tough one, but you can do it. This wouldn't be your mission for this week, for soul growth, for self-growth, if you couldn't handle it. This would have came up a week ago, a month ago, 6 months ago. You weren't ready then. So your mission for this week, your homework assignment, is because the divine knows you're ready. You're ready. And if it helps any of you, what it did for me was to write out that long list. And then some people say you can just rip it up and throw it away. I burned mine because for me that was like ashes to ashes, dust to dust kind of thing. But if you do that, I strongly recommend you do it in your kitchen sink with no other utensils or anything in there, and that way you have a close water source, because you don't want to let it burn and toss it in the garbage or have anything catch on fire. So make sure you're close to a tap when you do that. But yeah, I did mine in my stainless steel sink, but that was a way for me to let it go. And then once I burned that, that's how I really let it go. And for soul growth, you have to, because you have a lot of new stuff that wants to come in. Let's take a look at the new stuff. I just saw 6 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. So I feel like the new, it's almost like a gift, right? Because the 6 of Pentacles is a gift, someone being generous. So it's like when you can, and interesting, 8 of Cups, 8 of Cups. You could really, really emotionally disconnect. It's like the universe gives you a little gift, 6 of Pentacles. So what's the gift? If Virgo can do this, what can they look forward to? What can they look forward to? One more shuffle here. Thank you. What can you look forward to, my darling? We have the 4 of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups. So taking that frown and turning it upside down, huh? And the Lovers. New choices in love, new opportunities in work. Again, I don't know who this person or these people are to you, but I know that it's going to pull you out of the 4 of Cups. Because right now, you're missing opportunities. Or you have the potential, right? 4 of Cups is, I'm lamenting over the 3 Cups spilled. I'm lamenting over the connection or connections that didn't work out. And therefore, I'm missing the new Ace of Cups, which we saw at the bottom of the deck before. I don't even want to look at the new opportunity because I'm still not fully healed from what transpired here. But it's like the moment you can heal this, what comes in? The new opportunity. The Knight of Cups carries with them the Ace of Cups. So whether it is new job, new friend, new friends, new friend groups, new lover, you know, whatever this is that you're holding on to, it's almost like replaced with something better. And again, it's your choice. You don't have to accept the new, but the new will be a lot healthier for you. It is a divine soulmate coming onto your path, whether it's platonic or romantic. But it's almost like they can't come in until you stop lamenting over the Three Cups. And the only way you can stop lamenting over it is to really kind of get to the root of why that pain is still there and kind of pull it up and throw it out once and for all. Five of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. Look at your happy ending here. Being self-sabotaged by sitting in the, look what's flanking it. So it's almost like you're sabotaging a new beginning or happiness, or again, whatever that Four of Wands is to you, because you're holding on to feeling a lack, not good enough, abandonment, all of that stuff. So figure out how this applies to your life, whatever that dragon is, and then go out, Knight of Swords, and slay it. I love the Knight of Swords in your deck because they're actually slaying a dragon. So whatever this is, you can slay it, and look at that. You have new, I was going to say new moon connection. You have new soulmates coming onto your path. Oh, the moon card. When you don't even see it coming. But it all begins with you loving yourself to do this. Okay, biggest act of self-love brings in, and then we saw the Ace of Wands, this new beginning for you. So that's what I have for you, my darling. I hope this message was helpful for you, Virgo. If none of it resonated or made sense, you're more than welcome to check out another placement. But if it did, I would appreciate a like, share, or subscribe. Be sure to drop some comments below. I always enjoy interacting with you. Good luck with this. It's not easy, but again, it's your moment to do it, and that's why it's your homework assignment for this week. And that's what I have for you for the week of June 1st, 2025. I wish you good luck with this, and until I read for you again, Virgo, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Libra. Let's see what your tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. You have the Six of Cups. What memories from the past are trying to get your attention? Soulmate, soul bond connection here. And now look, your past could be a day ago, a month ago, 10 years ago. There's a memory regarding a particular person in your life. That memory is trying to get your attention. Something nostalgic here. What's the memory for Libra? Tell me about the Six of Cups. And keep in mind, Libra, that this is not what you don't see coming for this week. The way I utilize the tarot card of the week is like, this is like the one thing, our homework assignment this week for each sign, respectively. Something they need to look at or confront or heal from or address if they choose, right? Because you have the divine gift of free will. You don't have to do this. But it's basically like how we can grow as an individual and soul growth and expand so we can move forward in our life journey. So tell me about the Six of Cups here for Libra. We have the Three of Swords. So there's a painful memory tied to a soulmate, soul bond connection in your life, whether it's professional, platonic, or romantic. It's calling to you this week. It's like a need to confront it, a need to look at it. You may have put this person in the past, but not the heartache. Let's see where we go with this message. I'm going to take a look at what that is. Oh, the Three of Swords came flying out again. We'll see if it comes out again. Why is the Six of Cups here for Libra's lesson or homework assignment this week? What memories from the past are trying to get your attention? What does Libra need to know about this? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. The Chariot. The Moon. The World. I feel like you had an ending with an individual at some point in your life. Doesn't mean it's your current connection or the one that just ended. And it could be anything. Friend, family member, lover. It's a collective reading. But you had an ending you didn't see coming quickly. It ended fast. King of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, Ten of Cups, Two of Swords, Page of Swords. I feel like the new is knocking on your door. And I don't know what that new is for you. There's a new soulmate or new soulmates connections here. I kind of feel like you're blocking them because it's almost like you don't want to confront or deal with or even think about, for some of you, the pain that was caused by an ending you didn't originally see coming. There's something here about you bringing more emotional stability, or I shouldn't say emotional, you bringing more stability to your life moving forward by confronting this, because the King of Pentacles is an energy of an individual who invests for the long run. So I feel like the best investment you can make for your future is to take a really good hard look at why this connection from the past ended as abruptly as it did when you didn't see it coming. Bottom of deck, 5 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like one day it was victorious, the next day we were fighting, and then it was over. And it's like, what the F just happened? I did not see that coming. Instead of just charging forward, there's a need here to pause and look back at why that ended the way it did, or to at least heal from the ending. Tell me more about the ending. Tell me more about this World card. Tell me more about the World card here for Libra. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. 9 of Wands. Strength. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a card of learning. There's something here about you learning why you resisted the ending to that connection. Why did you hold on to it for as long as you did? Or why didn't you see the ending coming? So take it how it resonates to you. For some of you, I mean, the one thing you all have in common is learning, Page of Pentacles. Really looking at the bones of it as the King of Pentacles. And saying either, why did I resist the ending? Because 9 of Wands is, I'm going to do this every day, even if I drop dead from it, figuratively speaking. Strength card, I'm holding back the tower. I don't want this to end, right? So it's learning, why did you do that? Why did you resist the ending? Why did you stay in something that left you feeling emotionally volatile or added to your insecurities? Like, what was the fear? Because the Moon card could talk about our fears. So what were the fears that were conjured up within you about leaving that connection? Like, would it trigger abandonment wounds for you? Were you trying to protect the other person from abandonment wounds? Am I triggering them? So for some of you, it's finding out, why did I resist that ending? For others of you, it's, why didn't I see that ending? Like, what red flags did I miss? So you take it how it resonates to you. There's definitely an ending here. It's already happened. It's in your past. But there's an idea. Your homework assignment for this week is to go back and revisit that ending. Either why you delayed it or why you didn't see it coming. King of Pentacles. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Because I feel like this will make you more solid and sturdy in the future when you have these new connections coming. If you can understand the why. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. I feel like knowing the why is the best investment you can make to get to your 10 of Cups. The Hermit. Yeah, doing this soul search and again, discovering the why. 4 of Cups. Why did you stay in this? A connection that was emotionally unfulfilling. That left you feeling rejected or sad. Why did you resist walking away from a person that made you continually feel this way? And for others of you, this person was making you feel this way, and yet when the ending came, you were like, oh, I'm so shocked. But the red flag was, why are you shocked that it's ending? This person has been emotionally, I hate to say abusing you, neglecting you in some respect for the longest time. I mean, did you want to continue living that way forever? So, and I'll throw this out there for some of you. Some of you are still connected to this person. You're refusing an ending. Your homework assignment this week is to figure out why. What fears, doubts, or insecurities are preventing you from ending something that isn't emotionally fulfilling for you to begin with? Ace of Pentacles. I mean, I think that's your aha epiphany moment, right? The Page of Pentacles is holding the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel it like if you can understand the why, look, Queen to King of Pentacles. I mean, maybe for some of you it's a marriage. It could be business partnerships, could be parents. Again, it's a collective general reading. But you felt some tie to this person, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Those are the energies of individuals like, I'm in your life forever, I'm your ride or die. So at some point, you believe that this connection was going to be in your life for the duration, right? Or at least, again, at some point, that's what you thought. So regardless of who this person is, at some point, the connection broke down to where you felt emotionally unfulfilled in it. And you still clung to it. You still prevented the ending. Or you felt emotionally unfulfilled and this person decided to leave you. Oh, Tower. And you're sitting there going, well, why did it end? Why did this person leave me? They haven't been filling your cups for the longest time. For others of you, you're currently in this connection and you're resisting an ending. And I hate to tell you this, but the other person is going to trigger the ending if you don't. Because this connection is not meant to last. Friend, family member, lover. So I almost feel like if your story is you're still holding on to this, the other person is going to create a tower moment. It's almost like, I don't want to say they'll be used, but it's almost like the divine will work in concert with them and make them the force to end this. So in that respect, the homework assignment here, let me backtrack. Let me go back one step. Regardless of whether this was in the past or you're presently going through it, the homework assignment for the Libra collective is to figure out the why. Why did I ignore the red flags? Why did I accept less? Why did I resist the ending? Second scenario. Why was I tolerating less than what I deserved? And then all of a sudden I was shocked when the connection ended. Why did I ignore those warning signs? Was it because of doubts, fears, and insecurities? What are those doubts, fears, and insecurities? And then there's that third group of you. You're a little bit of a class 5 clinger on this. It's probably one of you watching, but you're holding on to something that you were supposed to close out. And it's like, if you're not going to close it out, the divine is going to work with whomever this other person is to close it out. And maybe you think that won't make you the bad guy or it'll make it easier on you. I can tell you, as someone who's been through it, when the divine has to orchestrate a tower movement to get you to leave a connection that you don't want to leave, the lesson is even harder than if you had to do it yourself. I remember staying in a connection decades ago before I got married. Every red flag I was ignoring until one day I came home and I had difficulty opening the door. I would try opening it and someone was closing it on the other end. Well, it wasn't someone closing it with their hand. It was someone closing it with their foot because he was having sexual relations with the neighbor's wife on the kitchen floor. Imagine my surprise coming home from work early and finding that. And for me, at that time, I was young, but it was like, oh my God, this ending came so quickly. I didn't see it coming. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I ignored the red flags. Why? Why did I ignore the red flags? I knew it was going to end in infidelity. I knew it. I didn't want to know it at the time. But now I look back, 30 years later, I'm like, oh, that's why. Like, now I get it. So for some of you where like this happened long ago, there's still a need to figure out the why, because you have a new connection coming in your life and you're going to repeat the same mistake. Because you're going to think that connection is the end all, to all, be all, and it's just going to be another lesson. And for others of you, you're preventing a new beginning elsewhere. That can be very emotionally fulfilling for you because you're holding on to something longer than it is. The point of me sharing my personal story with you there, Libra, is had I left when I saw the red flags, the leaving would have hurt, right? But it wouldn't have been as traumatic. It's like every red flag with him was getting progressively worse until the universe used him to close out that soul contract because I was refusing to do it. I'm not the tarot reader who tries instilling fear in people, but I will share my experience. And my experience has always been the towers will get progressively worse in connections you're supposed to disconnect from. Learn the lesson. Thank you for the lesson. This sucks, but I'm out. And when we fail to do that, the lesson will get harder and harder and harder. And for others of you, like I said, this is all in the past, but you need to understand the why, because you got another test coming and you're going to fall for it again, like I did. 2 in a row, back to back. So yeah, please look at the why you stayed in it too long, why you accepted less, why you prevented it, or why you're preventing it now. Okay, that's what I have for you, my love. That is your little, not so little, homework assignment for the Libra collective this week. Again, you don't have to figure all this out in the next 7 days, but this would be a fantastic way for you to begin looking at that. Okay, that's what I have for you, my dear, little homework assignment for you for the week of June 1st, 2025. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or a part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I wish you good luck with this homework assignment. And until I read for you again, I'm sending you light, love, and peace. Hello, Scorpio, my moon babies. Let's see what our tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. Keep in mind, Scorpio, that this is not what you see coming. I utilize the tarot card of the week as like something that divine wants us to look at or pay attention to or delve into so our soul can grow or so we can move forward in our journey. So what do you have? The Four of Wands. What situation in your life is bringing you the stability you seek?
Sorry about that, Scorpio. I was not paying attention to my phone and looking at the notification, so the battery on the mic died. I charged it for a bit, so I'm back now. Your tarot card for the week is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands card here talks about what situation, Knight of Pentacles came flying out, what situation in your life is bringing you the stability you seek? Well, Knight of Pentacles is the most stable and secure knight out of the deck. So tell me more about this for Scorpio. Tell me more about this for Scorpio. One more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. First card, Ten of Swords, Five of Wands, Seven of Swords, oof. Hangman. Seeing this from a different perspective. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Wands, Six of Wands, that's your victory. Nine of Wands. That leaves the Three of Cups, Four of Wands to Four of Wands, to the Five of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. So I want to clarify, because I feel like I'm getting a mass load of downloads right now for you. So I want to clarify a couple of cards just so I can kind of clean up the messages a little bit better. So tell me about the Ten of Swords here for Scorpio. Why is the Ten of Swords here for Scorpio? And again, it's not something that's like happening this week to you. It's something that like either just happened or happened way back in the past. Tell me why the Ten of Swords is here for Scorpio. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Ten of Swords clarified by the Three of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Why is the Seven of Swords here for Scorpio? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Seven of Swords clarified by Page of Wands. Get this feeling of discovery. Wheel of Fortune. Two of Cups. So this is in regards to a soulmate, soul bond connection in your life. If you don't see this from another perspective, you're doomed to repeat it. Okay? I'm just thinking out loud right now. So you can have victory over this, or you'll be doomed to repeat this same scenario or situation. Bottom of the deck, the Star. So there's something here that the Scorpio collective, someone in rising placements, can heal within themselves. That's the homework assignment. And healing this aspect of themselves, again, I'm just thinking out loud, will usher in stability for them in the future. Okay. Give me that Hangman. What's the new perspective? And then I'll try to put these messages all together in a little box with a pretty little bow on it for you. Tell me about the Hangman. What's that new perspective? One more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. That you played a role. Ooh, I just lost half the Scorpio collective. Hang in there with me. Three of Swords, Nine of Cups, Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. That's the truth. Okay. There's a need here to look at the ending, because that ending replicates other endings in your life. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a friend connection. Let's say it's platonic. This platonic connection ended or is about to end in a very similar fashion to how other platonic connections ended in the past. Okay. Not blaming you 100% for ending that connection or for how it ended, but there's a need here to see it from another perspective. That's what will heal the wound within you, because it takes two people to make a connection, whether it's professional, platonic, or romantic, right? I think that's something we can all agree on. It takes two people to make it, takes two people to break it. In the Five of Wands card, we see two people fighting, right? So instead of looking at the ending or the upcoming ending of this connection as everything that person did wrong, there's a need here to, because some of you are holding on to that. You're holding on to, it was all that person's fault. They lied, they cheated, they backstabbed me, they betrayed me, blah, blah, blah. But it took two to tango. And so, again, you don't have to do this, but if you don't heal this, see it and feel it and heal it, you're going to repeat it in your next connection or connections. So there's a need here to look at your part in that ending. Again, not putting 100% of the onus on you. But there's something here about looking at the truth of the matter. The Knight of Swords holds the sword of truth. So having a more expansive Three of Wands view of this ending and saying, what was my role in it? Instead of holding on to the pain, which is very easy to do, or holding on to blaming the other person for the ending, which again, it is the easiest route to take. And I know I've been there. Instead, look at what was my part in sabotaging the connection with this person. What role did I play? Or how did I make it worse? Again, not blaming you, but what was your role in the ending? Because connections end for a variety of reasons, right? We know that from life experience, but they don't all have to end in a bloody massacre, right? I divorced my husband of 24 years. He lives a block and a half away. It's been 5 years. We're very good friends. Tony needs something, he calls me. I need something, I call Tony. Strictly platonic. We didn't end in a bloodbath battle. But I have had connections in my life that have ended in a bloodbath battle, figuratively speaking, right? So there's a need here for the Scorpio collective to learn what was my role in that ending so horribly. Because I think if you don't just look at that one connection, but you look at it as a string of connections, like why did all those friendships end? Why did all those love ships end, right? All ended like the same way. What was my role in that? Because I helped to facilitate the ending in that ugly way. Does that make sense? So the Page of Wands is discovering, what did I do to sabotage that connection? Did I take too long to speak up? Did I ignore the red flags? You know what I mean? Again, it's not putting the 100% of the onus on you, but it's saying, what have you been doing repetitively in connections, professional, platonic, or romantic, that result in a bloodbath ending? Like, how could you have avoided that bloodbath ending? And I'm not saying you needed to tolerate the shit that person was giving you. Absolutely not. But there's a way to gracefully exit a connection, and there's a way to, hack it to death. So there's something here about Page of Wands discovering, looking at this ending in a more expansive way. So it's not just encompassing that one ending, but multiple endings in my life. And Jupiter energy, Wheel of Fortune, how did I fuel that fire, right? Because Jupiter will expand anything. So this would be discovering ways that you expanded the sabotaging of the connection. So I feel like seeing it from that perspective, then Three of Swords, Nine of Cups, Two of Wands, as our heart heals from this loss or losses, and we move towards wish fulfillment, newer connections entering our life, when we're at that crossroads, Two of Wands, and we don't speak up, or we don't address the red flag, you know what I mean? Or we don't end the connection smoothly. Like, we're going to have a choice again. I say we because I'm a card-carrying Scorpio moon baby. We're going to have a choice again. Do I do the same repetitive thing, Nine of Wands, that I did in the past that led to that? We can't control how the other person shows up in a connection, but we can control how we show up, and we can control how we choose to end connections in our life, whether they're professional, platonic, or romantic. So I think looking at the ending or endings from a different perspective is the homework assignment for us this week. And I think that's what truly helps us to heal. Because if we don't heal this, then we're doomed to repeat it. Because we have new soulmate, soul bonds on path for us. Professional, platonic, and romantic. And if we don't learn this lesson, and we're just defensive, and we're blaming the other person, then the only victory we have is that we've repeated the exact same cycle. The exact same, not speaking up, not calling out the red flags, not addressing issues, or letting it all crash and burn when we could have maybe prevented the ending. Again, not blaming you, but I've been there. I've had friendships that if I would have spoken up sooner, maybe the ending wouldn't have been so bad. Maybe I wouldn't have dragged it out, but I'm learning. Oh, believe me, I've learned. I'm learning. From now on, I will speak up when I used to have the 3-strike rule, but I've let some people go with that, and then it ended up disaster. Like it was like the ending was disastrous. So there's something here about looking at that ending, my love, and healing that wound within us that contributed to either sabotaging the connection or making the ending worse than what it should have been. Okay. Like getting real clarity here, Ace of Swords, clarity here about our role in that ending, or how it ended, or that it even took too long to end. Sometimes we stay in connections, platonic or romantic, far longer than we should have. And so then the ending is catastrophic, right? That's typically what happens in karmic connections. We enter these soulmate, soul bond connections. On the onset, everything looks, Six of Wands looks perfect. And then before we know it, the connection starts to spiral. And we don't say anything because we're like, oh no, not again. I don't want to say anything. Meanwhile, we're prolonging the ending. And the universe keeps dropping these mini tower moments like, hello, Scorpio. It's like, knock, knock. Here's another red flag. Here's another backstab. Here's another lie. Here's another gaslighting. We're like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. But each progressive tower moment gets worse. And usually the ones that shake us the most, that we're finally like, enough, I'm out, is when it turns into 10 of Swords. Because it took 10 tower moments, right? It took 10 stabs to the back for us to go, okay, enough already. Like, uncle, right? I get it. So there's something like that. Either like you stayed in the connection too long or you ignored the red flags. Interesting how the handles on all of these swords are red. So maybe like ignoring the red flags or not speaking up about them. Again, in the hope of like, well, I don't want this relationship to end the way the last one did. But because we were ignoring those red flags or we didn't speak up, we prolonged the ending. And the longer we prolonged it, the stronger the tower moments came. And in the end, it was a bloodbath. And when you get stabbed in the back 10 times, yeah, that ending is going to be horrific, right? Verbal, aggression, et cetera, et cetera. So again, I'm not putting 100% of the onus on you, on me, on the collective, but we need to see it from a different perspective, what role we played in either like delaying the ending or in the ending being as bloody as it was so we don't repeat it. Tell me about the new soulmate, soul bond connections on path, because I feel like they're coming in soon. I mean, like soon. Three of Swords, within a couple of weeks. Again, platonic or romantic, coming in, and you're going to be at a crossroads because it's going to be the same lesson. Like if we don't learn this lesson before these new soulmates come, it's going to be the same lesson in a different body. And look, maybe for some of you, this was professional, but this same lesson can now reappear in a family member or in a friend. This could be love related, but now it's going to be the same lesson in a friend. Like it doesn't have to be the exact same type of relationship, but there's a soulmate soul bond coming in. And if we've learned that lesson, we have a different outcome. If we don't learn that lesson, we're going to repeat the same outcomes that we've had. Tell me about the new soulmates. Because I feel for most of us, it's plural. Seven of Pentacles. There's our structure and stability. More structure, stable connections are on their way to us. Or they have the potential to be structured and stable and last a long time, provided we learn this lesson. Tell me more about the new soulmate, soul bond connections. Strength. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. The Magician. Bottom of the deck, Five of Cups. Five of Cups, Ace of Swords, Four of Swords. If we don't heal this wound, our contribution to that ending, we are going to repeat it. And we're going to find ourselves in the Five of Cups all over again, healing Four of Swords from another Three of Swords ending. For some of you, you could have an opportunity here with the same person. This person could be coming back around again, Six of Wands, Nine of Wands, wanting victory with you. And you could have an attempt here at reconciliation or an opportunity here at reconciliation. And in that respect, again, there's something here. Don't think just because the person came back, we're going to like pretend the past didn't happen. There's still a need to address that, to see our role in it. Otherwise, we're going to have the same fallout with this person. So for some of you, you're manifesting new connections. For others of you, you're manifesting this past person to come back. I just think our victory lies in learning from this, because whether it's a new person or a past person, we're going to be in the exact same freaking spot if we don't learn about this. Tell me more about the lesson. I knew this was going to be like a 3-hour video for all 12 zodiacs, because I haven't done one of these readings in 2 weeks. I've had a new roof. I've got demolition going on in my house. Like, it's been crazy here. As you can see, I like we rearranged the whole attic. Like, yeah, my life is fast forwarding like very quickly lately. So I knew that this was going to be a long reading, but that's okay. Tell me more about this ending, more about this lesson. One more shuffle. Thank you. Eight of Pentacles. So this is a lesson of self-mastery, right? The Eight of Pentacles is I'm going to work on myself so I can become a master of myself. Could be master of my tongue, like maybe not using your voice, whether you use it in a negative way or you stay silent for too long. I mean, for some of you, you know, could be that as well. It could be mastering emotions, because notice we have very little cups on the table. So it could be mastering emotions when having to confront difficult issues in a connection. So again, take it how it resonates to you, but this ending or potential ending coming up, or maybe even a really horrible disagreement. I mean, it had to be some pretty cutting words here. If that person's coming back around again, which for some of you it looks like they are. There's still something here about mastering that so we don't repeat it. Ace of Wands, that is the truth. Yes, Six of Cups. For some of you, this person, you have the opportunity of this person coming back around again. But if we didn't learn that lesson, we are going to repeat it all over again. Star card, we need to heal this so we can have a new beginning. And so we can usher in that Ace of Pentacles, more structure, stable connections in our life that can go the distance. Again, whether it's that past person coming around, because I know some of you want the past person. For some of you, you just want new. I want new friends. I want new connections, or I want a new lover. That's great too. I mean, you can certainly manifest whatever you want. But if you don't learn that, they're all going to crash and burn the way that one did, or that one is currently, because some of you, you're like in the midst of this right now. So what situation in your life is bringing you the stability you seek? The situation is the opportunity to see our role in that ending, to be honest about it, to heal that within ourselves. And again, that's a big task, right? No one's asking you to complete this in a week, but this is a fantastic week to start because this is coming in quick. Within the next month, Knight of Cups. Let me get timing on this. Now, not every card in tarot is a timing card, but timing for either the past person coming back around or the new person. I mean, I think if it's the past person, it's this month. We've got 6 cups here. That's the 6th month of the year. We saw the Knight of Cups, which is 1 month, so it's within the next 30, 31 days. The 2 of Cups in this deck is only holding 1 cup. So again, there's 1 month there. But let me get timing here. Can we get timing? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. And for some of you, you have not ended the connection with this person, but you had a hell of a 10 of Swords moment. If that's not addressed within you, you guys are going to repeat it. Knight of Cups shows itself again. So for some of you, that could even be May. And I'm recording this on the 30th. So we got like, what, 2 days left to the month? I mean, for some of you, like I said, this person is still in your life. They're coming back around within the next 2 days. For others of you, between now and June 30th, this person's coming back around again. And for others of you where it's like not the past person, there's new person, new person or new people, even if it's platonic connections. But by June 30th, you have new people or coming back into your life or this past person. But we're going to have, and I say we because it excludes me too, we have 2 choices here. We're at the crossroads basically in that 2 of Wands energy. We can repeat that same mistake or we can learn from it and have more structured, stable connections moving forward. That is what I have for you, my darling. Little homework assignment. Again, don't need to get it all done this week, but this week is a good time to start because that person's either coming back around again or, like I said, you have a new person, new people on path for you. So that's what I have for you for the week of June 1st, 2025. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, my moon babies, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Sagittarius. Let's see what your tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. You have the 9 of Swords. What situation in your life is creating fear and anxiety? And what is that feeling of fear and anxiety trying to tell you? So this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now keep in mind, Saggy, the tarot card of the week that I read, well, I usually do it every week, but I've missed the last 2 weeks. I've had a lot here going on at the house. New roof, construction, all of that stuff happening. But anyway, so this might be a little bit lengthy of a reading. So grab a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. But the tarot card of the week is more like lessons, something the divine wants us to look at. So we can heal an aspect within ourselves, or so we can continue in our journey or expand our journey, or maybe just move about through life in a healthier or more healed way. So I don't feel like, I mean, for some of you, you're going through this right now. Absolutely. But I don't feel like it's happening to you this week. This is more like you've already been experiencing this. So if you're a Sag, your Sag placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, watching this, and you're like, I don't have a care in the world, I have no 9 of Swords, then just check another placement. But this is specifically for those of you where you're currently in a situation, environment, or connection in your life that is causing you mental turmoil or anxiety to some extent. And instead of looking at what that connection it was supposed to teach you, because I kind of feel like that's for another day, this week is more or less your homework assignment. What are those feelings, the fears, the anxieties, the doubts, the insecurities? What are those feelings trying to teach you? Not the person, not the connection, you know what I mean? Not the situation. It's almost like that's irrelevant for now. The homework assignment this week is, what are you afraid of and why? Okay, tell me more about this here for my Saggies, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Why is the Nine of Swords their tarot card for the week? Why is their Nine of Swords tarot card for the week? Bottom of the deck, Six of Pentacles. I feel like you're giving a lot of mental energy to whatever this is. And as a result, it's also like depleting you emotionally. Like you could be more tired or, you know what I mean, feeling in lack or feeling not good enough. Again, this isn't to more or less diagnose what's causing this. It's more like we're not looking at the situation, environment, or connection today. We're looking at the feeling that it's conjuring up within you. That's what we need to heal first. Or at least that's the homework assignment for the Sag Collective. Tell me more about the Nine of Swords here for my Saggies. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Seven of Wands. Ace of Swords. Judgment. Six of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. And the Devil. Fears, doubts, anxieties. There's a situation, environment, or connection in your life, my love, that has disturbed your peace, for lack of a better way of saying it. But it's almost like the Sag Collective would rather like put up a wall, almost like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that, right? Because in the Seven of Wands, there's like this, I don't even know what you would call it, incredibly aggressive, demonic devil looking, I don't even know what this is, monstrous Goliath of an animal behind this person. But it's almost like, I don't want to look at it. So in terms of this being like your fears, doubts, insecurities, it's almost like I'm putting up a wall. I don't even want to look at them. I don't want to look at the fears, doubts, and insecurities. I don't want to look at the truth, Ace of Swords. Because if I look at the truth of the matter, then I have to listen to my inner calling and I have to make a decision. And I don't want to make the decision. This could be anything. This could be, you know, I'm reading for so many of you. Any situation, environment, or connection. I feel like it's wreaked havoc in your life. And it's conjured up all of these fears and doubts and insecurities. But you don't want to look, you don't want to look at it. Because if you see the truth of it, then you have to do something about it. Let me get a little bit more here for you. I want to know about the Seven of Wands. I feel like this is you, Seven of Pentacles. Oh, my love, you've been worried about this for a hot minute. You've been worried about this for a hot minute. I don't want to look at it. It's almost like I'm not trying to trivialize what you're going through, please. You have to understand, as a tarot reader, sometimes a lot of heavy energies come in and I kind of have to lighten the atmosphere a little bit for myself, for like cracking a little joke. So I'm in no way trying to diminish what this is causing you right now in your life. Because for some of you, this is life altering. Okay. So I'm not trying to downplay it. But the Seven of Wands card is almost giving me the feeling. Have you ever seen like the original Jaws movie, like from the 70s? There's a scene in the movie, and it's been decades since I've seen it, but she's like crouched down in like this like bass boat that even shouldn't be out in the middle of the ocean, right? That's what it looks like to me, like a canoe or something. And she's crouched down like into the hull of it. And the shark is circling her. She knows this already. That's why she's hunkered down under there. And she just starts praying, like, make it go away. God, please, like, make it go away, make it go away, make it go away. And they end up finding her, I believe. She's very traumatized, right? By the Goliath, the big monster in the back of this card, right, for you. So there's something here like, I don't want to see. It's just, oh, God, please make it go away. Please make it go away. But it's like, God can't make it go away. I hate to say there's a reason why this is happening to you, but each of you have your own respective reasons why you have to face this Goliath. And I'll try to break it down for you as best as I can. I know it's a collective reading, but that was the feeling I was getting. Like, I just want to put a wall up and pretend I don't have to deal with this person, place, or thing, or this situation, or I don't want to make this choice or this decision. So it's almost like, oh God, please make it go away. And this has been plaguing you for a while, Seven of Pentacles. Like, that's no joke. This has been mentally plaguing you. But yeah, that's the overall feeling here. I don't know why I got like that image of Jaws of like, please just make it go away because I don't want to deal with this. Tell me more about this Seven of Wands that Saggy doesn't want to look at. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Wands. If you acknowledge it, you have to do something about it, right? Because the Queen of Wands would take action. That's your sign. Two of Swords. So if I don't look at it, I don't have to make the decision. I have no definitive, like any cards here on the table that are telling me this. I don't know why it's coming as an example. Let's say you're a Saggy placement and you suspect your partner is cheating. It's just an example. This is not in the cards. Please don't take this as your message. But it's almost like I'm going to put up a wall. I'm going to ignore the red flags. Even though I have all these doubts and fears, anxieties, because I've got a feeling that the SOB is doing that to me. I don't want to look at it. And meanwhile, you're holding in all of this anxiety and doubts and fears inside of you. Because if you look at it and you admit it, Ace of Swords, you see it, that's a cheating, B, or that's a cheating SOB. You're right. Because when that happens to us, we get pretty angry. But if I look at it and I see him or her for what they really are, then I have to make the decision to address it or to leave or whatever. And it's almost like the fear of having to confront it is even, it's overriding. The fear of the choice you have to make is even overriding just acknowledging it. I hope that's making sense. Like, yes, I'm afraid to look at it, but I'm even more afraid to look at it because once I look at it, I have to do something about it. And I'm afraid of doing something about it. So I kind of would rather just put my head in the sand and pray to God that it goes away. Just hunker down and pray that it goes away. If the message isn't resonating for you, just please check another placement. But this is specifically for those of you where you're going through a really hard situation, environment, connection. Life just took a bag of lemons and smacks you in the face with them. And you don't even want to make lemonade out of it. You're just like, I'm going to just pretend that life didn't just hit me in the face with a bag of lemons. Because if I look at it, then I got to do something. Tell me about judgment. What's the judgment call then that Sag would have to make? What's the judgment call? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. The Moon. Confronting these fears, doubts, and insecurities about moving forward or exiting this partnership or, relocating, right? This could be a living situation. I don't know what it is for you. But I asked why the Judgment card is here. And it's fears, doubts, and insecurities. Justice. You would have to, 10 of Wands, you would have to really look at the burden of this. And then you would have to make a decision that is fair and balanced for you. And some of you are afraid to do that. I don't even want to confront the problem because then I have to confront the fears, doubts, and insecurities about tackling the problem. 10 of Wands, about this burden that's been so heavy on me. 6 of Pentacles. Tell me more about the 6 of Pentacles. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. 6 of Pentacles, clarified by the Sun, the High Priestess, and Death. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Cups. For some of you, this is in regards to a partnership. It could be professional, platonic, romantic. It could be someone you have it as acquaintance and the two of you volunteer together in a community group. I don't know who this person is to you. But I know there's something about them or the connection with them that you don't want to look at. And you don't want to look at it because then you have to close it out. 6 of Pentacles, you would have to pour, not have to, but you know what I mean. Invest pentacle energy to end the connection. And you're afraid right now of ending the connection. You would have to confront this, and you don't want to confront this. Meanwhile, not confronting it is actually blocking you from happiness. Like this would be, I hate to say a replacement, but this would, you are, by not confronting this, because look, for 99% of you, once you confront this, you have to end it. There's no fixing whatever this is. That's my feeling. It's that big of a Goliath. So there's no fixing it. And you know that. That's why you're plagued 9 of Swords over it, right? So, but what you're not, or maybe you are realizing it. I don't know. Maybe this reading will help you realize it. You're delaying your 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles by not acknowledging this and then ending this connection. And that could be ending a business partnership. I don't want to see that my business partner has been chinsing money or charging personal items on the company credit card, because if I really acknowledge it, then I have to confront it, then that's the end of the business partnership. But in that respect, you're delaying meeting a healthier, better suited for you business partner. So it's like you're delaying the replacement of that soul bond connection. Same thing if it's a friend or a family member or a lover. So you're delaying the new by procrastinating on not dealing with confronting this person with, you know, whatever it is that they've done here. What has this person done? Again, it's going to be different for all of you, but what has this person done? And I'm not telling you anything you don't know or you don't suspect here. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. What has this person done? 10 of Pentacles. Something in regards to your finances or your stability, or you had or hope to have a long-term connection with them. This person did something to rock your stability, whether that's emotional, financial, you take it how it resonates to you. But this person did something to rock your long-term security. The Emperor. This person used their force or their dominance to control you. The Magician. Oh, I don't like that. Some of you may feel like you've been manipulated by this person for financial reasons, so they can take your money, so they can take your inheritance. It's almost like I have a lot of love for this person, right? So let's say business partner. I really admire this person. I don't want to look and see that they abused their role in this business partnership as, right, my equal emperor, and they were stealing money from me, siphoning money from the account. I don't want to look at this love partner and realize they were only with me for financial reasons. They didn't really love me. They used me for money. Or this person sabotaged our connection and ruined our long-term partnership, our long-term commitment. So this individual abused because you gave them the role of emperor, empress at some point. And it's like you kind of put them on a pedestal. And this person abused that. And you don't want to look at that. So your long-term goal, again, stability, dream, vision, finances. You don't want to see that this person purposely mishandled you to get something out of you. Oof. I want to know about the new, because I feel like for those of you that are bold and brave enough, and look, if this wasn't if the divine didn't think you were ready for this wouldn't be like your quote unquote homework assignment for this week. I don't think you're going to wrap all this up this week, but it's a good time to start looking at those doubts, fears, and insecurities. Why, like, this would be thinking, like if I was a Sag and this was like my homework assignment, I would be like, why am I afraid? Why am I afraid of leaving someone who I loved with my whole heart and they did something so horrific that they betrayed my trust in them? Or they did something so horrific that it uprooted my stability, financial, emotional, etc. Why am I afraid of letting go of someone who used their position to scam me out of inheritance? So whatever it is for you, the question here isn't to figure out why that person was an SOB. That's like homework assignment for them and homework assignment maybe for you for another day. But this week is, why are you afraid of leaving someone who abused the position of power or authority that you gave them in your life? Because at some point you had a lot of respect and admiration for this person. Why are you afraid to leave someone who abused that? That's what you got to look at. That's the homework assignment anyway. I feel like for those of you that you can look at the why, that will enable you to become braver and stronger, so you can then leave this person, whoever they are. Like, that's how you Nine of Pentacles become autonomous of this individual. And then that Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady, you can depart from this toxic connection, because this was toxic to some degree. So let's not look at the toxicity this week. Let's look at why you're afraid of leaving someone who's so toxic. Why is Sag so afraid of leaving the individual who's toxic? For Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising, why the fear? One more shuffle. Thank you. Why the fear? The Hierophant. Because then maybe you have to change jobs, or you have to get rid of the spouse or the family member, or you have to leave the institution, right? The community group, or whatever this is. The Hierophant can be so many things, but you're afraid because then you'd have to depart from it. The Empress. You would have to take the bold, brave step to end this connection or this partnership. Seven of Cups. Maybe some of you are holding on to it out of obligation, but you have obligation for someone who has no obligation to you, or very little, or who has abused their obligation to you. Some of you don't want to depart from this person because you feel like they are your quote unquote divine counterpart. They may very well be. but that doesn't mean that they're a healed one. Just because you're someone's counterpart doesn't mean you're a healed masculine or you're a healed feminine, especially with that devil card to the Magician. That's highly manipulative, highly toxic. That's someone who's wounded and they're not doing the work that you're doing. You're not being clarified by that as the Empress or Emperor. They are. So, but some of you have this, I don't want to leave because I'm married to them. Or I don't want to leave because I feel like they're my divine counterpart. Or I don't want to leave because they're my business partner. We own the Hierophant together. I don't want to leave because I've known them since childhood. So you're confused. I asked why you're not leaving. You're confused because of your own emotions. Because of your own emotional attachment to that person. You have a sense of duty and obligation to someone who has very little, if any at all, to you. That's a hard thing to look at and admit. But if you were to see that truth, Ace of Swords, then you'd have to leave it. And you know that. Okay. Where are you headed, my friends? Again, if you just begin to tackle the why, what's coming down the pike for Saggy? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Once you're free and autonomous of this disaster, the Phoenix rising from the ashes. I love it. A rebirth in your life. 8 of Wands, that rebirth will come in quick. I think you're going to bounce back quicker from this ending than you realize it. 2 of Wands, and then the world opens up for you. New pathways, new directions, new choices, new options. I mean, look at the glow of the doorway. It's like walking into freedom. Making that decision to leave that that person in the past. It's like freedom. 8 of Swords, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups. I mean, for some of you, this person maybe had you in a third party. That's probably for one person watching. But walking away from it is your whole new beginning, the Fool card. So again, we don't have to do all of this week. It's a big job. It's a Goliath of a job. But we can begin to look at the why, the doubts, fears, and insecurities. And it's a quiet conversation to have with ourselves, right? But then begin to ask ourselves, why am I continually devoted? Or even trying to be loyal here to someone who has very little loyalty for me. Again, I feel like, and I don't want you to ruminate on it so much that you get angry and you act out. I want you to ruminate on it long enough, because if you see it from this perspective, you'll realize what I'm realizing looking at the cards and feeling the energy. You deserve a shit ton better than what this person gave you. And leaving might be scary, but that new beginning, that is freedom. And that's something that's been eluding you for quite some time because you've been holding on to this connection. So let's figure out the whys, the fears, the doubts, the insecurities. Why are you afraid to walk away from someone who, for some of you, had no problem walking away from you or disregarding you? So that's your homework assignment, my love, for this week. What situation, environment, or connection in your life is creating fear and anxieties within you? And what are those fears and anxieties trying to tell you? That's what I have for you, my dear. That's step 1 to confronting this demon in your life. That's what I have for you for the week of June 1st, 2025. I almost said 24. Maybe for some of you, you've been dealing with this for the last year. You've been racking your brain about this for the last year. That's quite possible. Okay, that's what I have for you for the week of June 1st, 2025. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Capricorn. Let's see what your tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. You have the Lovers. Now, keep in mind, Cappy, that this is not what's coming towards you. The tarot card of the reading that I do here weekly, actually, it's been 2 weeks since I've done it, but typically I do it weekly for the collective, is more or less something within our life that the divine wants us to look at, to ponder, to consider, in an effort to help our soul grow, in order to help us with our life's journey. So let's see what this is all about for you. Tell me more about the Lovers here for Capricorn. Why is this their homework assignment for the week of June 1st, 2025? What are you prepared to learn from this love connection? I don't know why. I have a feeling that you drew this card maybe a month ago for the same reading. So let's see if there's anything new here. I'm pretty sure that was you, Cappy. Let's check. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. The Lovers is being clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the 3 of Wands, and the 9 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have Temperance, we have the 2 of Swords, and we have the 5 of Swords. I want to clarify a few cards here. Why is the Queen of Swords here? Why is the Queen of Swords here for Cappy? One more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. The Queen of Swords is being clarified by the Five of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. Why is the Nine of Swords here? Why is the Nine of Swords here for Cappy? One more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. The Nine of Swords is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. And why is the Five of Swords here? Why is the Five of Swords here? This is a communication lesson for you, Cappy. Tell me more about this Five of Swords here. One more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. The Five of Swords is clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, the Empress, okay, and the Hangman. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. So for 99% of you, I don't believe that this is in regards to a current connection in your life, whether it's professional, platonic, or romantic, but it is about one of those connections from the past. I feel like the lesson is different for all of you, right? Because it's a collective general reading, so it's going to hit differently for all of you. I feel like this is specific for those of you where you had a very significant connection in your life come to an end, whether it was because of a divorce or maybe a separation from the family because of money. There was some big monumental blow up here. And I feel like like I said, 99% of you, this happened a long time ago. But there's a reason why now we need to revisit. When I say we, I mean you. But there's a reason now why we need to revisit this in Gemini season. It's like that connection ended back there. I mean, this is a significant connection, right? This isn't like you stop talking to your neighbor because they let their dog poop on your lawn. Like it's not, I don't even know where that came from, but it's not something like that. This was a significant connection for you that jaded you in some respect, and it's going to be different for all of you. Either jaded you in some respect, hardened your heart or an aspect of your heart in some respect, or changed the way you communicate in relationships. So whatever this connection was that came to an end. And like I said, for some of you, it was like a big blowout. Could be with like family, like regarding money. For others of you, definitely could be a divorce here. There's something here that we need to go back and revisit that old connection. And I feel like it's because of something new that's coming towards you in the Knight of Cups. Because in the Knight of Cups, in the deck I use for you, this person is looking back into the past. So it's like, either your current love connection is going to the next level, or maybe you just had a blowout with your person or you're about to, and there's an apology coming in from them. Or you have new love if you're completely single. But there's something in regards to either your current, and I'm going to say romantic connection, or a new romantic connection coming into your life. We need to learn this lesson before this comes in, or this goes to the next level. Or the apology comes in from this person, like if it's a reconciliation of some sort. Because you don't see this coming, whether it's the reconciliation or the apology or the new love partner, right? With that moon card, it's like you don't see it coming. So that's why there's a need here during Gemini season for us to go back to that monumental relationship that collapsed on us. And I'll figure out why, but let's take it step by step. So the Knight of Pentacles, again, I feel like this happens either a year or longer. So again, I don't feel like this is something that happened last month type of thing. This is like 1+ years ago. So you're here as the Queen of Swords. I feel, again, she's very stone cold. So either it affected your communication or the way you communicate your needs, whether it's positive or negative. But the ending of that connection happened a long time ago. For some of you, like when you were much younger, it could even go back to childhood, but you definitely were much younger than what you are now. Because now, whether you're masculine or feminine, you are the Queen of Swords or King of Swords, right? But back then when it happened, you were the Page of Wands. So maybe a little more naive, or again, in your younger years type of feeling here. And that connection that came to an end, Five of Cups, and left you feeling like at an emotional loss, or Five of Pentacles, either really negatively impacted your finances, or your finances were reduced in half because of a divorce, or this person abandoned you. And I don't mean you went out on a date Friday night and you never talked to that person again. Would that have an impact on you? Yes. But this is more like when I was young or younger and naive about love. Someone really broke your heart. Someone really changed the way you show up in relationships. So this is a connection that had a significant impact on you, whether it was platonic or romantic. Okay. Now, as we move forward into the future, Three of Wands, there's a need for us to go back and revisit that relationship, even though it might drum up some anxiety from the past. Maybe you thought, well, that happened 10, 20, 30 years ago. Why am I going back now and having a look at it? So it could drum up some anxiety. This is also Gemini. There's something really important about you going back during Gemini season to look back at this. So even though it might drum up some anxiety, this is the time, Wheel of Fortune. This is the fated time or the destined time for us to rewind that clock back mentally and to take a look at that. Seven of Pentacles to the Knight of Swords. How did that relationship or the ending of it, how did that create long-term changes to the way we communicate? Seven of Pentacles to the Knight of Swords. Did it make us less aggressive? And less aggressive would mean now when there's an issue in my relationship, I don't speak up. I don't speak up because the last time I spoke up, the relationship crashed and burned. So now I eat more crow than I should. Could be that for some of you. For others of you, it made you more aggressive. So now you're less tolerant, which is, it's kind of good. Queen of Swords, right? When you see bullshit, you go to cut it out. But is that your default reaction instead of trying to approach it in a more balanced way, temperance? I feel like for some of you, it either shut you down. So now, again, you eat a lot of crow because you're afraid to speak up because last time you did, it ended horribly for you. Or you have a trigger now, and the moment someone behaves in any way that is slightly reminiscent of that person that affected you so negatively, you're quick to cut them off. So you take the message how it resonates to you because it's different for all of you. But if this reading is resonating for you, then you're in one or two of those categories. If it doesn't resonate at all, just check another placement, my dear, okay? But there's something that's about to occur in a prominent connection in your life. And there's a need for you to not respond the way you responded back then. So whether you were tight-lipped or you were too aggressive, there's something here about, there's a conversation coming up between you and someone very significant in your life. And you have a choice, or you will have a choice. And I think that's why you need to figure this out in the month of June, because if it is a communication wound for you, this is the time to heal it before this happens. And I'll try to get timing for you when this is happening. I feel like it's happening within the 7 weeks, because for me, swords are weeks, and 5 swords and 2 is 7. So I feel like for some of you, this will happen in Cancerian season, 7 weeks from now, like mid-July. That's why there's a need for us to utilize Gemini season to focus on this communication wound, okay? Because there's a discussion coming up with someone significant in your life, and you will have a choice whether you communicate in a very balanced and tempered way, or if you verbally obliterate this person with the 5 of Swords. Because something will transpire in this significant connection for you that's going to trigger back that wound. And if you have not healed the way you responded back then, or the way that relationship altered your responses now, you may default to the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords card in the deck I used for you, you have 2 options. It's that walking away and not saying anything and eating crow, and that's not a good response. Or it's 5 of Swords, I have all the swords, I'm throwing all the daggers at you, and I'm verbally shredding you. So it's almost like you have 3 options here. Say nothing, which I don't feel is an option. Verbally bulldoze this person, which I don't feel is a healthy reaction. That's just me as a Gemini, I'm saying this. Or find a more balanced approach. It's definitely regarding a soulmate soul bond connection. The Temperance card is showing 2 cups, like the 2 of cups. So there's something here about going back to that past wound. Either how you reacted back then, or how it changed your communication skills. Because whatever wound that is, my love, you're going to need to heal it. You have something coming up, I want to say in July, but I'm going to get timing for you. And the approach should you choose to take it, is one to be more in the Empress energy and to pause, Hangman, and see it from another perspective before you speak. We have no swords here. We have Nine of Pentacles, staying grounded, Empress being extremely mature in our response, and then Hangman pausing before we speak. I want to see what this upcoming thing will be about for you. But I also want you to keep in mind, let's not allow that to distract us from the lesson, because that's the homework assignment for this week, okay? I do see the Knight of Cups, which again is either new love or an argument coming and there's an apology, or current connection going to the next level. But there could be some discussions, uncomfortable discussions that you may not like pertaining to taking it to the next level. And that's why I think it's important from now to focus on your communication skills or conflict resolution skills, so this doesn't get out of hand. King of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the Chariot. I think most of you will respond to whatever this is in the appropriate way, in a healed way. But this is definitely for those of you where you have that wound and it's not healed. So what is the discussion that's coming up? Let's try to figure that out. Now, I know it's going to be different for all of you. It's a collective reading, but let's see if we can narrow it down just a little bit more. What is this situation or conversation for Cappy? And then timing too, if I can get timing. Bottom of the deck, the Star card. Yeah, there's definitely a need here to heal an old wound, an old communication wound. So what is the conversation or information? There's something here coming through. What is this all about? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Four of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Judgment. Okay. You have a situation here in your life with someone. This person's very prominent to you. That's why this is coming up in a reading. I feel for a lot of you, you've been holding on to this person, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, regardless if it's a friend, family member, or lover. You've been holding on to them, but there's something that is continually repeating with this individual. Nine of Wands. My feeling here is that you will make the judgment call to address the issue. And how you address it, or how that conversation to address it escalates, will now be dependent on you. Do you address this in a tempered way? Do you respond to this person's responses in a tempered way? Or do you blow a fit? Because if you blow a fit, you're going to sabotage this connection. Five of Swords plus two swords is seven. Seven of Swords, that is self-sabotage. So think of a prominent connection in your life, friend, family member, or lover, and you're holding on to them, which is a good thing, right? You love this person, you want this connection to work, bravo. But something's happening over and over again, and you're getting tired. You don't want to put up with it anymore. And I feel like you'll be confronting it within the next 7 weeks, okay? You're going to make the judgment call to confront it. Remember, this is all predictive, right? How should Cappy confront it? Or what is it about? I know that it's someone you're holding on to, and you're doing this pattern over and over again with them. What is the pattern? Again, it's going to be different for all of you, but let's try to zoom this in, target this in a bit. What is the pattern? Let's clarify that Nine of Wands. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. I feel like you're waiting. Four of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. I think you've been waiting for this person. Make a move, come towards you, apologize, change something. If it's love, take your relationship to a higher level. I feel like you're going round and round and round and round with this person, waiting. Look, I'm waiting. I'm holding on to you, but I'm waiting. And I'm not happy, right? It's kind of a frowny face here. I'm holding on to you and I'm waiting, but I'm getting annoyed while I'm waiting. Nine of Wands, I keep doing this with you round and round and round. I'm not giving up yet, but I'm still waiting. And then comes a judgment call. I now have to speak up. I can't do this anymore. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Clarifying that Nine of Wands. Two of Pentacles. I don't know if I want to continue this connection. Six of Swords. I don't know if I want to continue balancing this connection or if I want to move forward. Or I don't know if this connection is balanced enough. Like, are we on the same page? Are we moving forward together? Could be for those of you where you want to talk about taking a relationship to a higher level of commitment. There's definitely something here of you're growing tired and weary of doing the same thing over and over again. You're doing this you're tired of waiting. Maybe some of you have been waiting 2 years, 4 years, 6 years for this person. My Lord. I don't know if I want to keep doing this, juggling this, or if I should move on. It's almost like a cry for help. Like, I need help balancing this relationship. I need to know how we're moving forward or if we're moving forward. 10 of Pentacles. Are we going for the gold? Are we moving forward together? Do we have the same long-term view for this connection? Are you my friend for the season, or are you my friend for the long run? Because if you're my friend for the long run, and it's just an example, I consistently show up for you, and every time I need you to help me with something, I'm waiting. So if this friendship is for the long run, I can't be the only one putting in all the work. I can't be the only one making an effort. If this is a love connection, it could be the same thing. Look, hey, we've been dating for 2 years or 4 years, or is this relationship moving forward? Are we moving forward together? Do we have that same end goal of the 10 of Pentacles, where we're going to combine our resources together or create a life together? Like, is there longevity to this connection? This could be something like a family member owes you money, and maybe you've been waiting like 2 years for it. And it's like, I'm holding on to this because you're my brother, you're my sister, but we need to figure this out. Do you have any intention on repaying that loan? Because I don't know, I gave you 10,000 US dollars and you've only paid me back 2,000 US dollars. Like, do I just need to call it a loss? So there's something pretty heavy here, either about finances or resources or long-term stability that you're seeking to address. Now, if this is an entirely new person that's crossing your path, and let's say it's a love partner, maybe because you got burned before, because you waited for a connection to improve and it didn't, you threw your hands up. Now you could be like in, guillotine mode. So the next time this new, love partner comes in, you might be very quick to be like, what's it going to be, boy or girl? And meanwhile, the person's like, this is our second date, but you might be in the mode of, I don't want to waste any more time. Because the last time I wasted time, I entered a relationship really young and I exited it really old. I mean, it could be something like that. And I don't have time to waste. So either you are serious, looking for serious relationship, or you're not. And then I'm just going to move on and find the next person. It's not that there's a problem with you addressing whatever this is. It's how you're communicating it. It's not even so much about what you're addressing or who you're addressing it to. It's the communication within you. It's the conflict resolution skill within you. I mean, this is, again, just intended to help us grow in our journey, so we show up better as a better version of ourselves. So it's like, what did you learn from that past conflict or that past loss? Because when this situation arises, and I do believe it's in 7 weeks, but I'm going to get timing for you, how will you address it? In a cool, calm, tempered way, or radically off the wall and chop that person's head off, figuratively speaking? So how grounded will you be with this conversation? And will you think before you speak? Tell me more about the situation. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. I just want to give you a little bit more insight into this. 8 of Swords. 2 of Cups. The Hierophant. I mean, for some of you, this could be with a boss. This could be with a family member. This could be with someone you have a contractual obligation to. Certainly could be a marriage. For others of you, it could be someone you want to marry. Or you could be single and you're looking for long-term commitment. And as you're re-entering the dating pool now and you get these new Knight of Cups coming in, you might be quick to be like, are you looking for forever or not? And again, you have the right to ask for that. But the way you're asking is not coming from a healed place. And that's what we need to heal here within you. So let me get timing on when this is happening. Let me get timing. Now, not every card in tarot is a timing card, but we'll see what we get. Timing when this is happening here for the Capricorn collective. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. 6 of Wands. I mean, for some of you, it could be 6 days. 10 of Cups. That would be like December. The Lovers. Maybe it's June. And now we've got Lovers to the Lovers. So for some of you, oh, bottom of deck, Capricorn. Here you are, my love. So there's something here for some of you, because you're all on different timelines. It'll happen within the next 6 days, which is this week. So chop, chop, let's heal this. Nothing like pressure from the divine. For others of you, you need to heal this now because maybe you have that new love connection coming in or something's happening with this family member within the next 10 months. Doesn't mean you have to wait till, October, but it would be between now and October, okay? And that's why we kind of have to brush up on this communication skill. And for others of you, yeah, it's happening Gemini season. And that's why this is your homework assignment for this week. Okay. Let's get let's get 3 cards of advice. I don't want to do most likely outcome because I feel like it's too broad of a message. But let's get 3 cards of advice here for a Cappy. One more shuffle here, please and thank you. 4 of Wands. Ace of Swords. I like this. 10 of Wands. So whatever that burden is that you will be experiencing, 4 swords. I love this. So if you work on this and you heal this communication wound, because that's clearly what it is, then when you have this conversation to confront this burden in your relationship with this person, you will be able to speak from a place of clarity and very black and white. This is what's transpiring. This is how it's making me feel, while not sabotaging the connection. So you'll be able to preserve the connection with this person, 4 of Wands, while speaking very concisely and very clearly, communicating very effectively your wants, needs, or desires in regards to the burdens that you feel you are experiencing as part of the relationship, or you feel the relationship itself is suffering from. So that's what I have for you, my love. This week, your homework assignment is to heal this communication wound. So when that arises for you, and this is a very significant, this is a current significant connection, or will be if it's like a new lover or something, a very prominent connection in your life. And that's why it's important for you to heal those communication skills, because you can really wreck this soulmate, soul bond connection. And if it's a family member, it could be one that you end up not speaking to for the rest of your life. So there's definitely something here about healing the communication wounds. So again, you can preserve that connection while addressing the burden that that connection is currently dealing with, or that you're suffering from as a result of the connection, or something that's transpiring, or maybe not transpiring, or not transpiring as quick as you'd like in the connection. So that's what I have for you, Cappy. Little homework assignment for the week of June 1st, 2025. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Aquarius. Let's see what your tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. You have the 8 of Pentacles. What areas of your life requires you to create? So keep in mind, I was going to call you Aqua. Keep in mind, Aqua babies, this is not a what you don't see coming reading. The tarot card of the week reading is a message, if you will, from the divine, from source, about something we need to look at, or review, or consider, or heal within us, or maybe get to work on, in order to help our souls grow, in order to push us forward on our journey in life. Okay, in the best on the best path for us. So tell me more about the 8 of Pentacles for Aquarius. What areas of your life require you to create? So maybe there's an aspect of your life here, Aqua babies, that you are ignoring, or maybe not putting as much effort into as you should. Let's see what this is all about. The Devil. Okay. I'm not even going to begin clarifying this one card. Let's see what the reading has. It could be a toxic connection that you're not addressing. It could not, and maybe it's not that the connection itself is toxic, but there's a toxic component of it that you need to work on and heal. It could be a toxic pattern within yourself. It could be something in regards to a business venture, or learning a new skill, or expanding a skill, but maybe you're procrastinating. Maybe you're not doing the hard work, right? The Devil card is Saturn and Capricorn. That's all about obsession and doing the work, right? That needs to be done, having great dedication for it. Maybe for some of you, there's something you need to work on, but you've been lax on working on it. So let's see what this is all about. Let's try to narrow this down a little bit more for you. Tell me more about the 8 of Pentacles here for Aquarius. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Oh, this is Virgo, right? Yeah, that's Virgo. Virgo is all about our systems, procedures. There's a procedure, I don't want a procedure, but there's something you're missing maybe. Okay, let's see where we go with this. Empress, the Magician, the 8 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, bottom of the deck, King of Cups, 9 of Wands, and the 6 of Cups. I want to clarify a couple of cards here before I start fully channeling for you. The Empress. What are you birthing or rebirthing? Could be a connection. Could be a business, an idea, a concept. What are you birthing or rebirthing? Something you've been manifesting. Bottom of that, Queen of Wands. Could be a business for some of you, or a business idea, or a business venture. Tell me more about the Empress energy here for Aquarius. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Or you have the potential to birth. Oh, well, maybe that's it. You have the potential to birth something new, and you're not doing it. Even though you're manifesting it, you're not actually putting any pentacle energy into bringing that into, into making that a realization. And so you could be burning that opportunity or like missing the chance. Seven of Swords, sabotaging it. Okay. Seven of Swords, death. Oh, I said burn. So, Queen of Swords. Okay, little Libra energy there. Very good. So, Aquarius, take it how it resonates to you. There's something here in your life, okay? And I'll narrow this down as we get further more into the message, but there's something here in your life that some of you are birthing a new business idea, a new venture, expanding your current business, learning a skill, expanding a skill. For others of you, you're birthing a new connection in your life, whether that is professional, platonic, or romantic. For others of you, you're looking to rebirth a connection in your life. Whatever it is that you are birthing or looking to rebirth, although you're manifesting, meaning you're hoping and praying and crossing your fingers and toes that it comes to fruition very quickly, you're not actually putting enough pentacle energy into it. I'm not coming down on you. This is just a message from source. So I'm an Aquarius rising. So I'll give you an example. And it doesn't matter whether or not I'm an Aquarius rising. I want to give you an example. I have this tarot channel. I'm manifesting that it is a success. And in many ways it has been, right? It took me 11 months to reach over 100,000 subscribers. I thank each and every single one of you very much. But I could easily hit 200,000 in no time if I applied more pentacle energy into it. If I produced more videos, if I had a better schedule on releasing those videos, you know what I mean? So again, there's something you're birthing or trying to expand or trying to grow or an idea you have. And while you're hoping and praying that it comes in quick and it's everything you ever wanted, you're not actually putting any pentacle energy into it. And so you're actually sabotaging and possibly even completely killing whatever opportunity this is for you, almost like a slow death. And so with the Queen of Swords here, there's Queen of Swords energy, there's a need for you to look at whatever this is for you and say, yeah, I'm really not putting my entire heart into this. Again, whatever it is, connection, business venture, et cetera, because the Queen of Swords in the deck I used for you, her heart is in a cage. And there's a need for you to look at whatever this is and be realistic and say, maybe I do want to birth this new thing or rebirth this idea or rebirth this connection with this person, like reconcile. But if you don't put your whole heart into it, then whatever you're hoping and wishing for won't happen. In fact, it'll crash and burn enough that it's going to cause some heartache for you, Three of Swords. And I say the Three of Swords because your future outlook then is the Four of Swords, which would be healing from heartbreak, healing from the disappointment, healing from the business not launching or not expanding or, whatever it is, whatever this is for you. Tell me more about that Four of Swords, because I feel like we, right, this is our homework assignment. If we don't identify what this is and start pouring some real pentacle energy into it, it will become a missed opportunity. Look, Devil to the Wheel of Fortune again. So it's fated for you to make this decision. You're either going, and I'm pretty sure we saw the Devil, at the onset of your reading. So we're either going to continue to not pour enough pentacle energy into it for whatever reason and allow this to implode on us, or we're going to spin this wheel in forward motion and expand this and improve whatever this is, because that's Jupiterian energy, which is all about expansion. And that Devil energy, again, I say, is Saturn and Capricorn. How dedicated are you to making whatever this is a success? Tell me about the Four of Swords here. And if this is a reconnection with someone, how dedicated are you to actually healing the relationship if you're not willing to open your heart to this person? Bottom of the deck, Two of Pentacles. So there's something here for you to contemplate and for you to maybe find better balance with. Now, if it's a business idea, I'm not telling you you have to work 24 hours a day or I have to create 24 videos a day, but you need to find a better balance then on when you will pour pentacle energy into that endeavor or that business plan or idea. Or better balance how you show up in a relationship, whether it's new or a reconnection. Tell me more about the Four of Swords here. One more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. The Four of Swords clarified by the Eight of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Wands. I feel like it's your choice here. This will either become a success, or you're going to end up walking away from it, or it's going to walk away from you, or if it's a person, it's going to crash and burn. You have 8 cups and 2 cups, and if you add them together, that's 10 cups. So whatever this is can become either very emotionally fulfilling for you, or will leave you feeling emotionally distraught or abandoned or in lack, or if it's a person, walk away from you. King of Cups to the 9 of Wands to the 6 of Cups. You have to love whatever this is or whomever this is so much that, and again, I don't know, this 6 of Cups could be a person. It certainly could be a connection, professional, platonic, or romantic. Could be a dream that you've had for a long time. But you have to have enough love for it that you don't show up the same way you have been in that 9 of Wands. Very guarded and very defensive and not pouring pentacle energy into it. Tell me about that 9 of Wands. Tell me more about that 9 of Wands. One more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. 9 of Wands, 9 of Cups, 10 of Swords, Strength card. I feel like whether or not this dream becomes a reality or 10 of Swords, it's over and done with, is completely up to you. Do you have the strength and endurance that it takes to make this a success? Or are you going to hold yourself back and either watch this relationship crash and burn, or watch this dream end, or watch this business end before it's ever capable of actually getting off the ground? Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. Time to think long term. Do you want that dream? How much do you want that dream? Are you willing to invest pentacle energy into making that a success? Same thing if this is a connection in your life. Long term. Do you really want this person long term in your life? Because if you do, you need to show up a little bit differently. So the homework assignment for you, my love, this week is to identify what area of your life requires you to create, requires you to invest some pentacle energy. Yeah, before it becomes a missed opportunity. Let's get 3 cards of advice here for Aquarius. 3 cards of advice for Aquarius. One more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. Page of Wands. The Fool. I was going to say, I should have called it. I was going to say Minor Arcana card to the Fool card. Fool card. 6 of Wands. Your advice here is to discover new ways. 5 of Swords. Think about this. Ace of Swords. There you go. That's the truth. Think about 7 of Pentacles, your long-term goals. Doesn't include that dream, that vision, that skill, that business idea, or that individual. So I think your first thing here is determining, right, discovering whether or not how badly you want this for the long run. Are you willing to invest 7 of Pentacles in the long run? And if you do, then move forward with it. And in that respect, you'll be moving towards victory. 6 of Wands. And if you don't desire to move towards it or to invest anything into it, then you're having a new beginning without it. You'll still have the potential to have victory in another endeavor or another business or another partnership down the line. But between now and then, you're going to feel the 5 of Pentacles. Whether that means you might be in financial lack or you'll be without this person. I mean, is there another person after that? Yep, Ace of Pentacles. There'll be a new opportunity. There'll be a new business venture, a new business idea, a new friend, a new lover, et cetera, et cetera. But you will be feeling that 5 of Pentacles. So that's not a threat by any stretch of the imagination. And that's certainly not a reason to continue with something you really don't want to do, or, you know what I mean, stay in a connection you really don't want to be in. But whatever this is, you're kind of in it already, or you're kind of doing it already, or you're, you know what I mean? You're still holding on to the person in some respect. So whatever it is, 1, you need to identify what that is for you, because it's a collective general reading. 2, how badly do you want it in your life? I mean, can you see yourself 10 years from now doing this for a living? Do you see yourself 10 years from now having this person in your life? Because if you do, and that answer is yes, then I hate to say this to you. I love you so much, Aquarius. Then it's time you start showing up like you want to be doing this 10 years from now, or you want this person in your life 10 years from now. Yeah, it's your moment to say, I'm going all in, or I'm going all out and in a different direction. But I kind of feel like right now it's your choice to make. If you sit on this too long, I think the opportunity passes you by. It dries up, it leaves, you become irrelevant. By the time you go to launch it, no one's interested in that product. The market has changed. You decide to reconcile 6 months from now, the person has moved on. So there's something here where like, this is like your last chance where the decision will be yours to make. Like before the divine intervenes, this is your decision. Am I going to keep working on this to birth it or to rebirth it? Or I'm going to kill it once and for all. I feel like that's your decision to make. So figure out what it is. Do you really love it? Can you see yourself doing it? Or can you see yourself with this person 10 plus years? And if you do, it's time to start acting like it or showing up like that. And if not, then it's time to walk away from it and set on a new path. Because sitting in this, it's almost like you're sitting in this state of like, I don't know. And that's not a good place for Aquarius to be. So either start working on it or start working to leave it. Either start working to improve it or start working to depart from it is basically your homework assignment for this week. I hope those messages made sense to you. I love you, Aquarius. I hope you weren't offended at any of that. That's what I have for you for the week of June 1st, 2025. Little homework assignment for you, my darling. What areas of your life require you to create? If you want to get to the 10 of Pentacles, then you need to start working now. Okay, that's what I have for you for the week of June 1st, 2025. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Pisces. Let's see what your tarot card is for the week of June 1st, 2025. Now, keep in mind, Pisces, this is not what you don't see coming. The tarot card of the week reading that I do weekly. Actually, it's been 2 weeks now since I did it. I've been really busy. Roofs caving in, you know, that whole thing. Anyway, true story. But this reading, the reason for this reading, the intended purpose of this reading is for us to look at something in our life, whether we need to consider it, whether we need to work on it, make a decision on it, in order to move our life forward. Okay. You have the Death card. Of course you do. What situation in your life is transforming and changing to bring about something new? Kind of feel like it's an old timeline message, but let's see what comes out. I don't want to be too quick to judge. If I have to pull a card for the newer timeline Pisceans, I'll definitely do that. Let's see if we get a message for both, though. What situation in your life is transforming and changing to bring about something new? Why is this Pisces tarot card for the week of June 1st, 2025 for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Okay. New on the horizon for you, my love. Tell me more about this for Pisces. What do they need to know about the Death card for Pisces? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, shiny and new. 5 of Cups. The Fool. Oh, you're just being forced onto that new path. King of Cups. And you're not happy about it. You're angry about it. King of Cups normally isn't angry, but he's a bit of an old curmudgeon in this deck. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Pentacles, the Magician, the 8 of Cups. Okay, that leaves the King of Swords, Strength card, and 5 of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to read this a couple of different ways for you. First, I want to clarify just a few of these cards. Ace of Pentacles, tell me about the new. For some of you, yes, you have a situation in your life that is ending. The purpose of it ending is because you need to be. That sounds so rude, but the divine knows that you need to be on a new path. All the lessons that you had to learn in that particular situation, environment, or connection have been taught. You know them, whether you realize it or not. There's no need to be a class 5 clinger with whatever or whomever this is. It's time to go. It's time to move towards the new, to take the lessons that you have learned and to plant new seeds. It might come with some heartache and loss, and I'm not telling you that it won't, but unfortunately, that's the toll you have to pay in order to have your new beginning. I know it sucks, but that's applicable to all of us, not just to Pisces. You're not being punished. But there's something here about saying goodbye to the old so you can welcome in the new, whether that's a job, a living situation, a friendship, or a lover. Okay, you know how this resonates for you. I don't think you're very happy that you're being pushed onto this new path or this new timeline. But what I think you're not realizing just yet, and I certainly didn't realize it at the time that it happened to me either, I think part of you has been manifesting how to get the hell out of this. Magician to the 8 of Cups to the 6 of Pentacles. I think you've been putting some serious energy, whether you realize it or not, into manifesting this ending. And now it's here. And you might not like that it's here, but I think what you're reluctant maybe not reluctant to realize, maybe what you're just not realizing right now is you were hoping and praying. Every time you had a challenging situation or a challenging encounter or a challenging experience with this person, place, or thing, you were like, oh God, can't this just be over? Your prayers have been answered. It's over. Or it's coming over soon. I feel like for those of you still holding on, God love you. You're more Taurian than a Taurus right now with whomever this is. I feel like you're being given one last chance to walk away on your terms. And if you don't, I kind of feel like the universe is going to intervene. The death card here says, what situation in your life is transforming and changing to bring about something new? This is almost like, I'm not a fear-mongering tarot reader, so if you're new to the channel, please don't think that's what I am. It's not what I'm about. There's something here in your life you're holding on to. Now, for all I know, it could be a pattern. It could be a wound within you, right? Whatever it is, different for all of you, but the one thing you all have in common, you're refusing to see the ending. You don't want to acknowledge it and you don't want to experience it. I kind of feel like this is your week to have a really honest look at whatever this is so you can end it on your terms. Otherwise, I feel a tower coming. It's like, we're going to give you one last chance to do this. 7 of Cups was upside down. You're going to stay in confusion land, or are you going to do the right thing? Interesting how that was upside down. None of the other cards are upside down. So let's start clarifying. And then I'll get the message for the newer timeline peeps. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. Tell me about the new opportunity here, my love. Now, I could be speaking to a Pisces. Just an example. You're at a job, and every time crap hits the fan, you're like, oh God, I just wish I could find another job. This might be the new job. They heard about you through a friend. Someone recommended you to them. I don't know. They saw your work online and they thought, you know what, let's reach out to Pisces and see if they would be open to talking to us to come work for us or work for our firm or work for our agency, work for our company. So it could be something like that. And now that it's coming in, you're like, oh, I don't know if I want that job. If you don't take it, you're going to end up getting fired. It's just an example. I'm not a fear-mongering tarot reader. But that's what I mean about the divine giving us chance after chance after chance to get the hell out of where we're no longer needed or wanted, because we got to move on to the new path. And then if we don't make that chance, we go to work one day and we lose our job. I had a job like that once. I saw every red flag. I had so many opportunities to find another job. My friends were recommending me to their places of employment. And so I continually had those people contacting me. And I was like, no, I'm good where I'm at. And then I'd have another mini tower moment at work the next day. And this went on for like 6 months. And I went to work one day and I was told my position was eliminated. And I thought, son of a bitch. And now I had those other job opportunities were all gone. I mean, I sat on them for 6 months. No one was going to hold a position open for me. So it forced me to find a job. So again, I'm just sharing my experience with you. I'm certainly not trying to like threaten you or scare you or anything like that. But yeah, for some of you, it could be a marriage, Hierophant here, could be a corporation, could be a job, could be a family member that's, you feel inexplicably tied to this person, but they're toxic. The relationship isn't transforming, and now therefore it's on you to end it, to walk away from it. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Ace of Pentacles, clarified by High Priestess. This is Piscean energy. Some tarot readers say it's Cancer. I always see this as Pisces, but again, you take it how it resonates to you. Either way, whether you see that card as Pisces or not, your intuition is telling you there's a new opportunity right around the corner. 2 of Cups, new business partnership, new job, new friend that becomes a family member. For those of you looking to walk away from a family member, a new love interest. It's right around the corner. You're feeling it in your gut. 3 of Cups. You're feeling it in your gut. But 3 of Cups plus 2 of Cups is 5. Your next card is 5. To move towards the new requires you to release the old. And you're struggling to do that. But your new path is almost demanding it of you. At the very least, this week, I feel like you're giving an opportunity to make the choice yourself. You may not like the ending if, like me, if I'll leave it up to the universe, because clearly I outgrew that job like a long time, long before that. But I was so reluctant to leave because I kept thinking, oh, devil I know, right? Better than what I don't know. But there was no other way for Source to move me onto the new path had I not lost that job, So I want to know about the so I see your new beginning, and you know it. You intuitively know it. So why are you holding on to this? Let's figure out, why are you holding on to this? One more shuffle. Thank you. Why are you holding on to this? The Empress, the Three of Swords, the Hermit. I think you keep thinking you can fix this. I also think some of you are blaming yourselves. You keep going within and saying like, well, if I show up better, if I show up like a divine feminine, if I show up like a divine masculine, if I forgive, if I forget, you can forgive and you can forget, but you don't have to keep existing in a situation, environment, or connection that is continuously breaking your heart. That's not the lesson. The lesson here isn't for Pisces to endure bullshit. I have to be frank with you. So you're holding on to this, constantly thinking it's me. I could fix this. I could do this differently. Oh, they're just, they're yelling at me because, it's my fault. You're blaming the victim here. I'm not saying that you're 100% innocent with this connection ending, because it takes two people to make a connection, two people to break it. But most of you are taking 100% of the blame for this, or at least feeling that it's within your control to fix it. And you're constantly doing that. There's something here, I don't want to give up on this. I commend you for that. I do. But it's time to move towards the new. It's time to move towards the new. You've learned, again, Hermit, all the lessons you had to learn. King of Cups, I feel like this is your energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. You get to make this decision. And I feel like if you make the decision, then you get the best possible outcome here. Like for you, you kind of will have more say or control over the ending, when it ends, how it ends, that type of thing, as opposed to going to work at 9 o'clock on a Monday and losing your job. If you take matters into your own hands and you put out applications and resumes, now you control the ending. It happens when it's convenient for you, when you have the next job lined up. We have the Moon card here. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. That's Cancer. You have, Seven of Wands. You've been resisting this ends because of doubts, fears, and insecurities. King of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles. We have a new moon in Cancer on, what is that there on the calendar? June 25th. I know it's a long way off. We have a full moon in Sag on June 11th. Maybe your homework assignment for this week is to be honest with yourself that you need to leave behind whomever, whatever this is. And then maybe in that full moon in Sag, you need to ask for the divine to actually help you release it. Okay, so you can ask for the help with getting a new job so you can leave the toxic job, or help with your finances so you can leave the toxic connection, or something like that, or to help you find a better living environment if this is a living environment that's just no longer healthy for you or satisfying for you. I would definitely use this full moon in Sag to not just release this, but like ask for the help to release this. And then in that new moon in Cancer later on in the month on the 25th, I would then call in the news. So ask for help to release this. That means show me the way, give me signs, give me synchronicities, right? Downloads, dreams, visions. Where should I apply? Where should I look to live? How do I handle this separation or divorce? Like, I don't know what this is for you, but I would ask in a full moon of Sag for the divine to give you information so you can release this. Okay. And then in the new moon, I would call that in as well. I would utilize the energies of both moons to bring in the new so you can release the old. Six of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Eight of Cups. I think for a lot of you, you have been manifesting this ending for a long time. Again, hoping, praying some way. Tell me about the Eight of Cups. One more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. The Eight of Cups, clarified by the Eight of Wands. The Nine of Wands, you are so resistant to this. The Sun card, bottom of the deck, Two of Pentacles, King of Wands, the Tower. My dear, I feel like you have a very small time frame to do this. Maybe 8 to 9 days. Let me get timing. I feel like if you don't, and you don't move towards happiness and fulfillment elsewhere, and you choose to repeat this, I kind of feel like you have no choice. The ending will happen. Yeah, 8 to 9 days. Jesus. So again, start looking for the new job or exploring ways to leave this person or find a new living situation, okay? Just start exploring. One more shuffle here, please. And thank you. 10 of Cups. The Star, Justice. Yeah, it's time for you to move towards the happy. Chariot by Cancerian season. So we have roughly 3 weeks until we get to that. It's time for you to do right by you, honey. Okay, and move towards this. I know it's not going to be easy, but 10 of Cups is a hell of a lot better than 5 of Cups. Whatever this is, you're existing in the 5. Okay. I want to tell you to embrace the new as someone who's done it a few times in her life with different situations and jobs and even one marriage. It's almost like, this is going to sound terrible. Please don't hate me and unsubscribe. I get these messages and I give them to you. For those of you who have been pet owners, and I am and I have been in the past, when I think back to the pets that I, had to put them down, right? Had to bring them to the vet to put them down because they were at end stage of life. I never regretted putting them down. It hurt and I didn't like doing it, but I never regretted allowing that pet that gave me so much unconditional love to exit this life gracefully and with as little pain as possible. But there have been 1 or 2 pets that I've regretted holding on for a little too long than I should have because of my own selfish reasons, because I just wanted 1 more hour with them or 1 more day. So there's something here where, like, you holding on to whatever this is for 1 more hour or 1 more day is actually hurting you. Just like if you were to keep a pet, a terminal pet a little longer than you should. So I don't want to see you wake up one day and be like, I should have left that a year prior or 5 years before that or something like that. Because there's almost a feeling here like if you don't do it now and it ends up happening in the future, 1, you don't get the outcome that you wanted or the justice that you could have sought, right? Like on your own terms. And 2, in addition to the loss, I think you'll also be contending with the regrets that you didn't do it sooner or that you wasted a lot of time or you hurt yourself by staying in it longer than you should. So I don't know why I felt inclined to share that with you, but that's what I have for you, my love. That is Pisces timeline number 1, kind of still holding on to the past. So your homework assignment this week is what situation, environment, or connection in your life is transforming and changing to bring about something new, okay? Now, I'm going to pull another card for those of you on the new timeline. The Hierophant. What am I ready to commit to in my life? Love it. Those of you you've left this behind, new opportunity is here. Hierophant, a career and finance reading is the new job, the new business idea. Maybe you're ready to commit to becoming a business owner or launching your own company. Maybe you're ready to commit to love. Maybe you're ready to open your heart again and meet your person. Maybe you already found your person. 10 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Maybe the 2 of you are starting to talk about long-term commitment. Maybe you're comparing your dreams and your aspirations and you're looking to see, does this person share my values? All right, what is this all about? Little homework assignment for you this week. What am I ready to commit to in my life? All right, Pisces timeline 2 here. Moving on to the new relationship, new values, new belief systems, new job. I love it. Found that King of Swords. Seeing this very clearly like this. Tell me more about this here for Pisces for timeline number 2. Why is the Hierophant their homework assignment for the week? 1 more shuffle here, please, Anne. Thank you. 2 of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Minor Arcana card to the Fool card. Judgment. There's a need here to listen to your inner calling about something, okay? 3 of Swords because of past heartache. So for some of you, you already left a connection. Bravo to you. It was toxic. We saw that in your readings for like the last year. For some of you, you have already entered another connection or you're about to. Okay, take it how it resonates to you. But there's something here about being a little bit more balanced and a little more grounded and a little more practical when it comes to moving forward in this connection. I'm not telling you that the person that you're with is no good or the next new person you're going to meet is no good. But there's something here about not rushing into a long-term commitment because of heartbreak from the past. Because some of you still need to heal this. So I'll give you an example. I had a friend once who had a long-term relationship end on her. She really didn't want it to end, but it ended. She was like Pisces timeline number 1, holding on to the back of that You Go bumper. Sorry. And it ended, unfortunately. It was a catastrophic ending for her, right? Cheating and all of that. She never really healed that wound within her. She was determined, and I think at the time was unknowingly to her, determined to prove to the ex, determined to prove to other people in her life that it wasn't her. I'm not the reason why he cheated. I'm not the reason why he left me for someone else, right? She had to prove something. That wound was not healed. She met someone, and I don't know if she would have taken her time, if that connection would have grown stronger, or maybe if she would have decided to walk away from it. I don't know. But I know she rushed it. She rushed it because she still had a wound within her, and she wanted to prove that she was not the source for the ending of her other relationship. And she ran in too quickly into it. And the relationship, I mean, this was like dating 3 months and getting married, and I don't even think they made 6 months. They got a divorce. So they're like, the marriage lasted as long as dating did. So there's something here for those of you where you have left a past connection. There's a need here for you to continue to discover about one another, like always be in the discovery phase of a relationship. Have a very balanced and practical approach in this relationship. Make sure you're making a good judgment call when it comes to advancing this relationship further. Make sure that old heartache from that past connection is healed. So you're not, I hate to say making a mistake, but making a mistake or rushing into a new connection just to kind of prove something to someone else, because I think at the time she unknowingly did that. I really think she thought she found love, but I don't think she realized, afterwards she was like, oh my God, what the F did I do? Why didn't you stop me? And I was like, I kind of tried to say something, but you were so hell-bent that you were going to marry him. So there's something here like that for those of you where you're in the new. If that's your person, there's no need to rush it. Just this, no need to run to that courthouse. Okay. No need to start that new cycle. 2 of Cups, you can't make it up. Okay. Because I feel like if you do, it crashes and burns. Look at that. 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, and then you're going to have to heal from that and start love all over again. Okay, so I'm glad that you found the new love, or you're on the precipice of finding a new love. I love that for you. I do. I've watched your collective go through hell. Please don't rush into the connection. Have fun, enjoy, continue to discover about this person. Make sure that your values align, your long-term goals align. Don't get married out of vengeance. Or higher level commitment, whatever that means to you, out of vengeance or or from a healed heart, or thinking this is going to, show your ex and the world that it wasn't you, it was really them. There's something here about not either entering the next connection too quickly. You can enter it, but slow, right? Page of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, slow. Or if you're already in it, taking it slow before going to the next level. Otherwise, you really, really risk the chance of it crashing and burning like very quickly. Okay. For others of you where this is a job, let's say that was a toxic job. Oh, we have Hierophant to the Hierophant. Look at that. Let's say that was a toxic job and you left on your own, or you got fired, or whatever the case was, that you had to depart that job. There's something here. Now you're receiving new job opportunities. There's something here about really carefully examining them. 2 of Pentacles, making a very balanced decision. Page of Wands, discover whatever you can about that company. Like, what's if you're in the United States, their Better Business Bureau rating? What are their client reviews like? You can even ask to speak to references of former employees. I've asked for that. If you're going to ask me for references from my former employers, surely you can gather 2 or 3 people that have departed your company in the last 5 years that left on good terms. You can't? There's a problem then. So there's something like that where maybe you had a job end or it's about to end. Be careful about the new. You might get so excited, yay, I found the job right away, that it ends up not lasting long. Or they make you financial promises and then you're stuck there. Like maybe Justice to the World card. Maybe there's something here where like you have to sign a contract. Like, oh, we'll teach you these skills, or we'll pay for your education, but then you got to work for us for the next 5 years at minimum wage or something like that. It's like, don't be so quick to take this new offer because it sounds really great, because it could either end up being like leaving you an emotional lack or financial lack, or then you're just stuck. Okay. Or they quickly fire you because maybe it's not a very stable job. For others of you, if you're looking to start your own business, discover literally everything you need to do before you open that business. Not telling you not to open it, but you need to be very balanced. Licenses, insurances. Do you need approval from your town, your county, your region, your state of the world, wherever it is that you live? Do you need an accountant? Do you need to incorporate yourself? So if you're looking for Hierophant to be like your business that you're looking to open, There's something here about doing it very legal, very by the book as you start this new chapter. Otherwise, there could be, like, God forbid, a lawsuit, and then you lose the business, or you don't protect yourself with insurance and it ends up affecting you personally because now they can sue you directly, okay? So whatever it is that you've left behind, bravo to you. The new is either here or it's coming in. Be very tempered with whatever this is for you, whatever situation, environment, or connection this is. There's no need to relive what we've already gone through. Okay, so just take it slow, and it looks like it'll be great for you. I like the Hierophant, the star here, and the Four of Swords. I think it'll be very healing and really great for you, especially if it is a connection. Six of Cups, the Sun card, the Nine of Cups. Just take it slow. If it's your person, it'll be your person. You don't have to marry them 3 months after you meet them, okay? Good luck with this. I like this for timeline too. Just don't be so quick to rush. That's really your homework assignment, is what am I ready to commit to in my life? Maybe what you need to commit to is whatever this is, commit to doing it slow, commit to doing it methodically, and commit to always checking in with your gut, with your intuition. So you're always making the right judgment call based on what is best for you. Okay, that's what I have for you, my love. That is your little homework assignment there from the divine for the week of June 1st, 2025. If you like that message, Pisces timeline too, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Well, there you have it, everyone. Little homework assignment for each of the zodiac signs and for the placements of sun, moon, and rising. I hope you enjoyed them. It's great to be back, and I will be recording more videos for you very soon. Until I read for you again, I hope you have a fantastic week. Good luck with this. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.